Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Speak On It podcast. I am your host, Big Mike. We are back in the building for season 2. You know how this goes. I'm never alone. I got the gang with me, starting off with the mad producer, Podcast Poppy, in the building.
We're out here, still no closet. Feels great.
Got my man Enoch in the building. Swag on 100 this week.
Yes, speak on it.
And making his season 2 premiere live from Chi-Town. My man, Breezy's in the building.
What's going on, fellas? What's going on? I'm excited, man. Season 2. Let's get it.
Welcome to season 2, man. How you been? It's been a while since the people got to see you.
Yeah, man. Enjoying this Chicago smog. Actually, I'm lying. Today was actually a nice day out here today. But yeah, man, I'm excited. It's been some chatter in the chat. It's been a lot. It was a lot of sadness going around Sunday.
It was not a good day for anybody.
Where's my guy? Where's my guy? John, Anthony, I was rooting for you. I want to cheer for this win. The Jets, you guys got kind of shellacked.
We're going to talk about that because it's not as bad as people really make it out to be.
Yeah, of course you're gonna look at it from the bright side, but you guys
when I was breaking it down to these guys before the pod, it's like, wait, that happened? Yeah, that happened.
And then Mike, your Titans, you guys had one job. I never rooted for the Titans, and you guys are facing my enemy, the Giants, and you guys lose by 1. What the
kicker had one job.
Fun fact, James. I'm in my fantasy league my money league is $300 buy-in. 100 of that is for weekly survivor picks. I'm out because I picked the Titans.
Wow.
I should have just picked my survivor pick that I picked with on the show, which was Miami, and I would have been fine. Which got the dub. Told you, Anthony. But it's been a tough day, but let's throw it back to the bet that Michael and I have about the Titans being a 20th ranked defense. When you give up almost 500 yards total to the fucking New York Giants, then
I mean Saquon Barkley.
Saquon's unbelievable, but the rest of the Giants are not.
I mean, before he got hurt that season,
Saquon's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Saquon had 196 yards from scrimmage.
Yeah,
he had almost he had about half of the team's yards by him.
And I know nothing besides of what I've read in the chat with you guys and the chat with my friends, because all of them are Giants fans and they were all going crazy when they beat the Titans because they were like, "This is our Super Bowl."
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. In back-to-back years, the Titans lose to both New York teams, and Mike has to hear it
because they got what happened
by a field goal. By a field goal, both.
Because what happened, Dylan?
Well, they got that ass beat like a drum. Saquon Barkley was out there.
Oh my gosh.
The only thing that makes it worse is I had money that either Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley would both score 2 touchdowns, or one of them would score 2 touchdowns. The bullshit is Daniel Jones throwing that touchdown and then doing the 2-point conversion with Saquon. I was furious because Derrick Henry sucked dick. He was terrible on fucking Sunday. I always say this thing that I've never seen Derrick Henry get tackled one-on-one until he played C.J. Mosley, and then I watched the Giants game where Derrick Henry got taken off his feet and flew because of Giants safety. Never saw that before in my life, and now it's like, wow, the 2 players that hit Derrick Henry the hardest are New York players.
It was so shocking. We're just gonna go right into it. It was so shocking. I was watching the game live when the play happened. I thought he tripped over his lineman and then got hit. And then when I saw the replay, I was like, "Oh, he got
smoked."
Oh,
he got smoked, and that's tough because I love Derrick Henry. But for the guy who took Derrick Henry number 1 overall in the fantasy football draft, it's not a great look. Good thing you were playing Anthony.
Yes, we will get into that.
Oh, your fantasy league teams?
Yeah.
Yes, we'll get into that. But
Fuck
yeah,
you,
it was
Dylan.
not a good look.
Fuck. Oh my God. Fuck
yeah.
this guy right there. Yeah, right there.
And Anthony, before we're gonna get there, but like if you played Kirk Cousins, you still would have lost by 40.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter.
But
Can't
it's like
blame me.
the discrepancy in quarterback play.
You
And
played
talk-
3 guys who put up 0 points.
Yeah. Because the 49ers were fucking playing in the rain. They couldn't do shit. And then the fucking Rams just laid an egg. Like, jeez.
Not my fault. Like
Yeah,
I went
it
over
must-
3 on bets this week. Like, I'm losing my own shit. And I'm out of a money pool. Like, fuck, dude. It's all right. All I got is pride. And that was the tough part. That was the tough part because I picked the Titans to be my survivor pool money pick. But then I also wanted to talk shit to Mike. So it's like I may have lost the money, but I still have my pride. And then I could like really die on this Dylan is right thing. Because Mike's looking at this defense with rose-tinted glasses. Mike earlier today tried to like shit on the Jets when I'm already shitting on the Jets. Is a very tough thing to do. Very tough thing to do because
I was only shitting on the Jets because you were trying to shit on my quarterback Ryan Tannehill.
I wasn't talking about Tannehill today.
A game-winning drive in his.
I didn't mention Ryan Tannehill today. Only thing I was talking about the Titans was your guys' defense because that's the only thing I have a bet on. I don't have a bet with Ryan Tannehill, even though I do think he won't be starting by week 8. But I do think you're.
Yo, this will always be hilarious to me when you guys start to talk about Ryan Tannehill.
So much slander.
Yo, watch
so much slander.
Dylan, how many quarterbacks are better than Ryan Tannehill?
18 quarterbacks. 18 quarterbacks, including his backup.
And the worst part, that's not even a joke.
It's not even a joke.
You really mean that shit?
100% with every
you can absolutely mean it. That doesn't
make it deepest part of my heart. I truly believe this.
It does not make it true. And you can believe all you want. The fact remains, he's still better than every quarterback on your roster.
That's fine. One. And guess what?
Starter,
our records are still the same.
Your emergency, your extra wide receiver quarterback.
Mike, that's your wonderful.
Coach, your quarterback coach, he's better than all of them. Couldn't lace his boots.
Great. What's your record?
Lace his boots.
What's your record?
We're gonna jump right.
Is it 0-1?
Is Geno Smith better than Ryan Tannehill?
No.
Anthony,
gotta say if I can make
I wouldn't go that far.
I wouldn't do that.
I actually like Ryan Tannehill. I think he's a good quarterback. I don't
hey,
think
Mike, fun fact. Did you know Joe Flacco threw for more yards? Ryan Tannehill.
Is Joe Flacco better than Ryan Tannehill?
No. Get that. We will not give any type of love to Joe Flacco.
I know you were so pissed this weekend.
I fucking hate Joe Flacco with every fiber of my being, and it sucks because it's just he's old and he can't do anything. It sucks.
But your coach said he's the starting quarterback in this league.
Hey, Mike, not everything my coach says is correct. Not everything my coach says is correct.
Especially that one.
That's not a thing, but that's what you got to do to support your guy. Do you think Russell Wilson really thought that the coach made the right decision kicking that 65-yard field goal at the end of the game as opposed to going for it on 4th and 5?
I saw the highlight. And bad. Why did they burn so much time on that?
Yeah, James, you haven't watched football in how long? And that's the first thing that came to your mind? Imagine all of us watching the game. Like, what are you doing?
Except for Anthony.
Anthony thought he should have waited that long.
Anthony was just like, man, they played like shit. The coach had nothing to do with this. Russell Wilson stinks. Geno the god.
But the thing is, the conversation. But not one person decided to think, why did the coach do this? He didn't trust Russ to get that 5 yards.
No, the coach is an idiot, and I'll tell this
he's just an idiot. He's just an idiot.
Your whole division is filled with coaches who are fucking stupid.
Well, there is statistical facts that he's not really good at the goal line.
Well, he wasn't there. He was in midfield.
Yeah, I saw. But I don't know. I couldn't.
It was
Why pull up that stat if he's midfield?
He's
didn't
third
trust.
and 8.
I
He was
think
third
that's
and
a cop
18.
out stat, right?
It's 4th and
Yeah,
5.
It's
He didn't trust his
bullshit stat.
He didn't trust his $245 million quarterback to give him 5 yards.
Anthony, that quarterback only makes $8 million more a year than your quarterback, and he fucking threw like 3 interceptions on Sunday. Shut up.
Oh my god!
Like, what are we doing here? Let's keep throwing out that big figure. That big figure. Guess what? Add
Dylan,
2 more
but you're
years onto
forgetting
your
guarantees.
next contract.
No, it's not because guarantees. Wilson makes a lot more.
I don't care about guarantees. I care about the yearly figure.
Everyone cares about guarantees. That's why Lamar doesn't have a contract because of guarantees.
I don't think that fact matters.
Guarantees is very
that fact
important.
doesn't matter, Anthony. If you think about year to year, it's almost identical. It's almost identical.
I'm talking about you, Dylan. I don't think that fact matters either because regardless of if Anthony's guy throws those many interceptions, he's still the big money paid guy that they're supposed to put in those situations. And being that he threw those interceptions, he was still the guy to be in that situation. Same with Russell Wilson. He's supposed to be that guy in that situation.
Yeah, but here's what Anthony says that I have to disagree with. You can't say one guy is a failure and didn't produce, but then give excuses for the other guy. When guess what? Neither one of them produced. Like neither one. Derek Carr had more yards and 1 more touchdown, but his QBR was like 26, and Russell Wilson's QBR was like 57, and was much more accurate. The difference is like the Broncos had 2 major fumbles that really cost them that game.
Melvin Gordon is just it might be time to start using that W word.
Well, Melvin Gordon also likes to fumble the ball at the goal line. Like that's a thing he's done throughout his career is just fumble the ball at the goal line.
Which is why he never got a big contract.
Which is why he's never got a big contract, and which is like why are we using him at the goal line when you know he fumbles in the red zone? Like it just doesn't make any sense.
I saw the highlight when it was the what's the Peyton Manning show with his brother
that was the funniest thing in the world.
Soon as he was saying timeout for 30 seconds. 30 seconds. It was like right now.
Peyton's literally like, okay, cool, they're gonna go, try to get him to draw off sides. And then he's like, oh my god, what's happening?
I think that
why would you bring so much time to call it?
I think they just don't want to give him time. They probably just didn't want to give the Seahawks any time to try and do stuff.
30 seconds?
Yeah.
But that's bad coaching. That's actually bad coaching. If you're gonna, you could not blame the coach for anything else, right?
You do it
not
sooner
for play calls,
because
not for anything. The coach has to be there and recognize, oh shit, 30 seconds just ran off the clock. I just went from 45 seconds to make a play for 4th and 5, or to kick a field goal. I still have 3 timeouts.
Yeah.
I still have 3 timeouts.
Yeah, make a decision
and time away from me. And what's even worse is after they miss that kick, he starts calling his timeouts when they're fucking taking knees.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
like that's poor clock management.
But again, yes, poor clock management, whatever you want to call it. There's a reason why he didn't give Russ the situation to give them 5 yards. You can't just call him an idiot. Like, you can't just call him an idiot, all right? Like, at the end of the day.
I absolutely can. I did the same thing with Brandon Staley last year for calling a timeout against y'all the last game of the season.
So far, to this day, I've been saying Russell Wilson is not the player he used to be, and so far have not been proven wrong.
But so far, it's been 1 week, and guess what?
I'm talking about since last year, too.
Well, no, last year he was terrible. He was not great last year.
Okay, he didn't show that much progress in this game either.
Listen, I don't watch football, but I know the logistic of it. Even if they take the time out and don't burn the 30 seconds, right? Even if they don't got the trust in Russell Wilson, you allow him to try it, right? And then if they don't try it, you still got time to get a stop.
You still have 3 timeouts to get a stop and get
the ball. There are 31 other coaches in the NFL who are looking at this dude. Who are looking at this dude like, man, a 65-yard field goal was the game plan?
Wow.
I agree. I think that was stupid to kick the field goal.
But whether you trust Russ or not, you're paying him that, what,
$245 million.
To not go for it on 4th and 5?
161 guaranteed
to put yourself.
That's an expensive chance. You take it.
Like, that's why you brought Russell Wilson here. But Anthony, if you go and look at the stats of that game after watching it, Russ didn't do anything wrong. He didn't play a bad football game.
Yeah, but he didn't play a great one either. That's the problem.
But you don't always need to be great. You don't always need to be great. And this is one of those. This is what you call in the gambling world a trap game. You're playing against a team who is vehemently getting up for this. We just traded Russell Wilson. He was our Super Bowl champion. He is the greatest quarterback to ever put on a Seattle Seahawks uniform. He's the greatest player to ever put on a Seattle Seahawks uniform.
Jerry Rice put the uniform on.
Yeah, but he was fucking like 45. Like, what are we doing here, Mike? But he's the greatest single player ever to play for that franchise. He's a no doubt Hall of Famer, right? He's got the numbers, he's got the accolades, he's got the statistics, and he did it all as a Seahawk. And then he wants to leave, and he gets traded, and the fans are mad and upset. And like I told Anthony, they were a constant 99 decibel the whole game. And Anthony liked to do the excuse like, oh, he knows about that. The offense doesn't deal with that. When the Seahawks are on offense, quiet. You let them get through their progressions. You let him get the reads. You let him hear in his headset. The second Russell Wilson stepped on that field, that place was at 115 decibels, and he couldn't hear a damn thing. And it's the first time he's ever experienced that as a player on that field.
With those players that he's never played with.
That he's never played with the Seahawks who are taking this as their Super Bowl.
I said
that to cut you off in every sense of the word.
I knew the Broncos were in trouble when I was watching Monday Night Countdown and I saw the Seahawks come out in the lime green jerseys. When I saw them come out in that all lime green, I was like, this is their Super Bowl. This is it.
Yeah.
This is everything for them right now. They breaking out the jerseys. This is the night for them.
I knew Denver was in trouble when I saw Geno throw that first touchdown.
When I saw that first drive too, I was like, uh-oh.
Faked the run up the middle, stopped at the line of scrimmage, and just dumped it off to the tight end. No one near him.
Here's the problem with you guys. Here's the problem with you guys are saying. Everybody knew these things before the game even started. This was their Super Bowl. They were going to get up for this game. All this other stuff. Didn't stop every goddamn analyst from picking the Broncos to wipe out the Seahawks.
Yes, because they're the better team. Like there's a reason why it's called Any Given Sunday, because anything can happen. We've seen 0-16 teams win a game that they shouldn't even be a part of. I saw the Jets the year Trevor Lawrence was coming out beat the fucking Rams to cost us the number 1 overall pick and made Aaron Donald look fucking stupid. Like, shit like that's not supposed to happen, but then it does. The Jets last year giving Tom Brady and the Bucs a fucking ass whooping until the last play. Like, that shit's not supposed to happen.
It's supposed to happen. Texas almost beating Alabama on Saturday. That is
not supposed to happen.
I don't know what world we were in. I was sitting here watching that live. Like,
shout out to Steve Sarkisian, because that game was awesome.
Right now. It was a great game. It was a great game. The refs stole that game from Texas. That was a great game. Bryce Young is going to be something special. But
like, shit like this happens in the NFL all the time, Anthony.
And to finish, like, Anthony, I hear what you're saying. I agree. I somewhat agree. You have to. Clearly, he didn't. What I think happened is, like he said in the post game, they figured that their kicker's range they had to get to about 64, 65. When they got there, he was like, "Oh, we're here. We don't need to rush anymore. We're good." Not really thinking, "Hey, let's get closer and make it easier instead of maxing out my kicker." So, like, I hear what you're saying. But both things can be true. He could
both things can very be true,
and could have also been a complete idiot in that situation.
But also the my bad.
What are you doing, bro?
But the thing, but also the thing for me is I had to hear months of everyone just riding the Broncos' coattails. Oh my God, Russell Wilson, let's ride! In Broncos country,
the hype was there.
The hype was just through the roof. So I'm sorry, I get what you're saying. I don't want to hear this crowd noise and they got up. No, it's the Seahawks, man.
I don't blame you, Anthony.
You just said this morning that the Seahawks are low-key nice.
That's it.
But Anthony, everything you do
because I had them beating because I had them beating
comes from a place of hate.
Because I had them beating the 49ers this year. I think they'll beat the 49ers
you're crazy,
this week.
but that's fine.
I don't know.
I'm not sold on Trey Lance.
But
well, here's the thing:
if you have that, so because you clearly think the Cardinals suck, so do you have them like finishing second or third in the division?
The Seahawks, no, they're going to finish third.
Who's in last place?
The Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Yeah,
the Cardinals.
Okay.
He hates the Cardinals.
Yeah, the Cardinals going to be last.
Yeah. Which is why I also can't wait because as we said last week, I have the Cardinals winning the division. So
do you have them beating us this week?
Anthony, I don't think there's a world where like you guys are lock.
Because you know who we face the week after, right?
Who the Raiders?
Yeah, we face y'all week
Anthony,
after.
I'm gonna give you a.
We go to Tennessee.
Anthony, I'm gonna give you a spoiler alert. I think y'all beat the Titans. I said that when the schedules first came out. I said Mike was like, "No, we beat the Raiders." I was like, "No, you don't."
We will see. We will see. Can't wait because you should beat us. We should be 0-2 by then, right? We're gonna get blown out by Buffalo, and then we'll just be easy pickings. Y'all can send us to our grave, 0-3.
Mike, if that actually happens, that's crazy. What world do we live in if the Titans start off 0-3?
I think, Dylan, you would want that.
That only works when James does it. It only works when James does it.
Well, I haven't done it. So how do we know?
How do we know? It only works when I do what?
But in what world do we live in? We don't know because I haven't done it. I haven't done it. I haven't had to do it. But here we are.
He's not lying.
I've emerged of this defensive ranking profit where you guys may allow 500 yards in 3 games in a row. Mike, if that happens, if the Bills throw up like 450 yards and then the Raiders, Devontae Adams fucking cooks you guys and you give up like another 400 yards, you may have to just concede that your defense is fucking trash.
Dylan is trying to wear the base god hat.
If I'm anything, I know how to kind of evaluate defenses and teams a little bit, and I'm not wrong about like you guys being like bad. And Anthony, when I evaluated the Raiders last week, I said everything that I said was true. And we saw it firsthand. That like no matter how well you upgrade that wide receiver room, your offensive line didn't hold up and your defense gave up the points when it mattered. But you guys get up for that game. You guys get up for that game. Adams is unbelievable, but you'll get real sick of Adams when you don't win games.
No, but the thing is, I don't want Derek Carr to get one-itis where he's just looking for Adams all fucking day, every play and shit.
Like, but the thing is, Anthony, he's always open.
I know that.
He's literally always open. He's literally always open. So it's hard to not look at him.
No, but the thing that kills me is like, I wanted us to win this game because I want us to take advantage of J.C. Jackson not being there, and we just couldn't. That's what hurts. That's what really
because
hurts.
then you had former Raider Khalil Mack be very impactful at the end of that game.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the outline. He got up for us. Yeah,
Khalil Mack is one of the best defensive players ever.
Yeah, he didn't get up for y'all.
He's always when he's healthy.
That's
he's
baseline.
That's just him. That's just him. And Anthony, you know this better than everybody. 2 times he was an All-Pro at 2 different positions in the same season on your team. Like Khalil Mack is unbelievable.
I just want to point out at the time of this recording, the Yankees are playing the Red Sox. Aaron Judge has 2 home runs tonight. We're in the top of the 10th, and the Red Sox just intentionally walked Judge to pitch to Giancarlo Stanton. I love this. This is very interesting because that is low-key disrespectful. That is low-key disrespectful. And I need to see how Stanton handles this. But continue on. I don't know if that's what we're talking about. We're going to move on to the Cowboys game whenever y'all are done with this.
Well, let me talk about my Jets first.
Oh, Lord.
Because we haven't talked about that ass whooping.
That's what it was. I'm kind of glad Roz is not here. I don't need to hear y'all talking about the Jets.
Well, Roz is ready to burn the whole franchise down, and I'm completely not there.
Yes. it was very interesting in the group chat. Roz was ready to
Roz
burn.
said
Yeah, he was
one of the
so
most
mad.
ludicrous things I've ever heard in my life.
He was so mad.
Where he said Zach Wilson has till week 6 to prove to me that he doesn't stink. And I'm like, so he gets 2 weeks? He gets 2 weeks where he's got to play the fucking Steelers and the Dolphins? What is that? That's blatantly not fair. Like, what are we doing here? Because, like, the problem, like, the Jets defense got up. They played great. I'm gonna throw these stats out, and you guys are gonna be like, okay, cool.
That great's a tough word.
Great. They gave up 260 yards total. Total. That's
yeah, but Lamar
the yards that you guys led up to the Giants, and the Ravens are a better team.
Just gotta hold on to that chip.
Yeah,
I'm gonna use that as my baseline because remember, 494 yards, and the Jets gave up 266 to an actual playoff contending team, right? MVP Lamar Jackson, right? The guy who ran for over 1,000 yards and threw for over 4,500 yards and 40 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson, that guy, right? 266 yards total.
Who I picked to be MVP.
I also think he's going to win MVP. Unless Pat Mahomes keeps playing the way he's playing.
Unless Patrick Mahomes plays like he did. But
yeah. But first half, the Jets hold the Ravens to 66 yards of total offense. Total. Shut the running game down completely, and Lamar couldn't complete a pass. They had one touchdown because they exposed Bryce Hall the second he came into the game, but it was 10-3. We missed a field goal before halftime. It should have been 10-6, right? We missed out. I think we had like 4 and 18 on third down conversions. Fucking terrible, and a bunch of drop passes. If we were able to just advance the ball, that game's a lot closer than it needs to be, or than it should have been. And that's just where Zach Wilson comes in, where he could move out of the pocket just a little bit. I don't need him to be deathly accurate. I just need him to fucking create, because Joe Flacco got blitzed and just stood there and didn't move. On top of a bunch of drops. He's a statue. He's a fucking statue, and I never want to see him play football for the Jets ever again.
We got 3 more weeks of it, bro.
I'm about to say, well, you're gonna have to see it again on Sunday.
And Mike and you and the viewers at home can listen to this, because I said this last week. I don't want Joe Flacco playing quarterback for me. After I saw what he did against the Giants' second team, I was like, I'm all set. Give me Mike White. Like, I don't think Mike White's good, but like at least he can move.
Myles Garrett is gonna be licking his chops this week.
And like the Ravens 4-man rush wasn't a lot. Especially with a third string tackle playing. Like, Flacco was able to get passes off, but they blitzed every other down. And it's like, well, we can't do anything. Lamar's final stats were like 17 for 30, 200 yards, and like 16 yards rushing. He was pressured on 13 attempts.
How many touchdown passes did he have?
2. And an interception. Rushed on 13, pressured on 13 of 30 attempts. Hit 5 times, sacked twice, and ran for 17 yards. The Jets did a great job stopping their number one attack. The problem is the Jets couldn't put off points on the board.
He had 3 touchdown passes.
3 touchdown passes. I'm sorry. 3 touchdown, because he hit Duvernay twice. Yeah, Duvernay twice, and homeboy from FSU. Bateman. Yeah. But there's a lot of good that I saw out of the game. And it was all defense, because offense, there was nothing, because Joe Flacco stinks. Joe Flacco's fucking terrible. Like, this isn't me saying Zach's a fucking world beater or anything. We still really don't know what Zach is, unfortunately. But, like, I do know that he will roll out of the pocket and try to make something happen.
So what's your timeline on Zach Wilson?
He'll be back week 4.
No, I'm saying, what's your timeline on him as far as, like...
Well, he has this season. He has this season, to me. He can't go in... If he goes into year 3... not great, then you got to move on. Because year 2 is the year you're supposed to take a step, and year 3 is where you're like, okay, I'm an established starter. That's what it's supposed to be. He cannot go into year 3 the same way. Because we can't afford to just sit here and just wait. There's a ton of talent around him. Can't do it. So he's got till the end of this year to show me he's got something.
Agreed.
But let's go to the Dallas Cowboys because everybody, Roz was saying the Jets are the worst team in football. I think the Cowboys are the worst.
You said it, the Cowboys.
I think the Dallas Cowboys are the worst team in football.
Well, they're the only team this week to not throw a touchdown. Or not have a touchdown, period.
Did you know that the Jets outscored 3 teams this week? The Cowboys was one of them. The Cowboys and the Patriots were outscored.
The Cowboys looked god awful. The Patriots did look awful, but man, for all the hype and all, because we all know we've all been watching football forever. The Cowboys do this every year. They get all this hype every year.
I'm usually on that train. I really like the Cowboys over the last 6 years. This year, I was not sold on them because I don't like that they didn't have Amari Cooper anymore. I don't like that Gallup's not playing. I don't think CeeDee Lamb is unbelievable. I think he's okay. I think he's a really good slot receiver. I don't think he's really anything else. Their offensive line is trash. Their offensive line is fucking hurt and trash, and they don't run the football. Dallas saw so much success over the last decade from running the football, and then Mike McCarthy's like, yeah, we paid this fucking running back a ton of money, and we're just not going to run the football. Whether you think Zeke is washed or not, average 5 yards a carry in that game, and they just stopped using him.
I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it.
That's exactly what you want out of your running back. And even Pollard, they just stopped using them. They used them 15 times total and then just kept it pushing. What are we doing? And my brother's so mad because Dak gets hurt, and he's like, damn, this motherfucker Mike McCarthy just got another excuse. His job's safe. His job's safe because Mike McCarthy, 2 out of his 3 years coaching, Dak's hurt?
Yeah. That's
what are you supposed to do?
Well, the good news is he'll only be out 4 games. Well, at the minimum, he can only be out 4 games.
He can only be out 4 games, but that team's not good.
They're going to try and get him back as soon as possible.
And I think Jerry Jones did him a real disservice by saying that, because now if he doesn't come back in that 4 games, now you're going to have the fans going, where is he? Why isn't he back? He's soft. He's not you can't.
Cowboys fans are already kind of iffy on him.
Exactly.
I love Dak. I think Dak's good. But
I think Dak's good too. I think he's better than people give him credit for.
Yes.
But,
if you ask Anthony hates him because Anthony hates half black quarterbacks.
If you ask our speak on it barber Mario, who's a huge Cowboys fan, shout out to Mario. He hates Dak too. And I can't wait to go see Mario next week. As you can tell, I'm getting a little.
Yeah, I need to see Mario next week too.
But I can't wait to go see Mario.
Oh,
he hates Dak.
I hate when people prey on the downfall of their team. That sucks. But I'll be the first person to root for the Jets to lose every game. But I'm not gonna be fucking fuck Dak, or this is especially when a player gets hurt. I'm not gonna do that.
And never root for injuries.
No, never root for injuries. That's why I'm not up here fucking jumping up and down about Jamal Adams tearing his quad. But I will be up here jumping up and down about Jamal Adams not having any hand-eye coordination. Yeah, that Cowboys game's tough. And Brady wasn't great either.
I was about to say, how do we feel about Brady? Because I thought they looked okay.
Yeah, but all you have to do was okay.
And I like I said, I think the Cowboys defense is actually pretty good. But I thought Brady looked okay. They scored when they had to.
I was hoping Brady was going to get served divorce papers on the sideline. Praying on his downfall. Praying on his downfall.
Classic television. Yo, she wins. There's no coming back from that. She wins.
Exactly. Imagine you just go when Brady's got the tablet and then somebody just pokes him on the shoulder and hands him an envelope.
Well, technically,
unbelievable.
Technically, she makes more money than him.
Yeah,
so
but imagine
he would win.
Exactly.
He would win.
Exactly. Anthony, she makes more money. So
imagine the television of watching Brady getting served divorce papers on TV. That would be an all-time moment. That's OJ getting chased by the police during the NBA Finals. That's unbelievable. That's shit you can't make up.
Seeing Brady chase the guy away. Oh,
Brady just they tap on the shoulder and it's and then you just catch on the TV screen. You don't get to hear you. You got served. Mouth. Done.
Yeah,
unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I've wished some horrible things on Tom Brady that I can't say on on the podcast, but this is something I actually hope happens to him. Go be a parent. Bad dad Tom Brady. Go be a parent and stop kissing your sons on the mouth.
Nah, it's crazy because there'd be some deep shit going on between him and Giselle. Like, it's just
good.
When you start reading these tabloids, like, damn, like she really not fucking with him right now. Like,
good. Well, because he pulled back on a promise, Anthony. He promised to be there.
No, but I
said,
think
you know what? This sucks.
No, I think
my man went home for 45 days and was like, nah, I gotta go back to work.
These kids are way better when I only gotta see them like twice a week.
I'm thinking there's something wrong with Giselle. I'm like, yo, this man is 44 years old, 45, has nothing to play for, can literally just retire and will be a Hall of Famer by next week. Like, and he just wants to keep playing. He wants to keep playing. He doesn't want to stay home.
He's a terrible human.
He wants somebody to take
He's a terrible human. I will stand up for Giselle and say that Tom Brady needs to be a better husband and a better father.
Because she's been talking about how she's been carrying.
Go home to your family, Tom. Go home to your family.
He does during the off season.
Yeah, or is he always out and about trying not to be home?
Trying to keep
he's got to get better at football. There's a reason he's so good, Anthony. It's because he doesn't have to be a dad. He doesn't have to be a dad or a husband because he just gets to play football. Fuck Tom Brady. We root for his downfall.
We kind of do. I do kind of. I don't like Tom Brady. James
Every time somebody posts something about Tom Brady in the group chat, I'd be the first thing I say is "Bad Dad Tom Brady."
Do you think this is last season?
I hope it is. I'm tired of seeing his fucking ass. But I've been saying it's his last season for 10 years. But who the fuck am I? Man's the boogeyman. He's the fucking boogeyman.
He is definitely the boogeyman.
Because when he unretired, it almost felt unreal. I'm like, no, he's not.
After I've already danced on his grave. I already danced and pissed on his grave, and here he is coming up behind me. Hey, man, how's it going?
Yeah.
I'm like, whose grave did I just pee on?
It still feels unreal.
Dylan was so upset about that.
I'm like, go be a dad. Stop playing. What do you need to prove? Like, there's nothing else you need to prove. You're being selfish at this point. You're being selfish. Go plan a birthday party for your kids. Go fucking take your wife out somewhere nice. Celebrate your anniversary. Go do something. Be spontaneous, Tom Brady. Stop eating avocado ice cream, you fucking nerd.
Who's a defensive player on their team? Was it Antoine Winfield Jr.? Didn't he play with his dad?
That's his son. Oh, no, he played against his dad. No,
he played with or against him. Yeah, he played against his dad. Yeah,
against.
Jeez.
You know what sucks is Zach Wilson and Tom Brady have the same birthday.
Oh yeah, they do.
And Zach Wilson's like 24 years younger than Tom.
Yeah, he's like 22 years younger.
Oh, it's fucking unbelievable.
He needs to go.
I think one of the players on the Lions didn't even exist when Brady was playing.
Yeah, a lot of the guys who are in the NFL right now have never not seen Tom Brady play football.
Yeah,
he's all they know.
They don't know a world where he doesn't exist.
The crazy, Mike, you want to know the crazy thing? I also don't really know that world. I also really don't know that world because I started watching football at like 5 years old.
Yeah, I was 6 when I started watching it.
Here I am, 1999.
No, I mean I was 6 when he started.
The Jets fucking knocking out fucking Bledsoe and starting Tom Brady's career.
The funny thing of all of this is it's the Jets that did this.
The Jets did it. And I've been getting fucked by Patriots my whole life. We started Tom Brady. Belichick was my coach for a day and then resigned on a napkin. Then went to go coach the Patriots.
Nah, not this franchise.
It all went downhill from there.
It's crazy. And what's even crazier is 2 decades later, we still have more AFC Championship appearances than the Raiders. Walked right into it. I was waiting for Anthony to open his fucking mouth. Right from the bam. Boba Fett. Bam.
Well, let's move on.
Oh,
we all
fuck.
know the Monday after week 1 of the NFL season, it's called the most overreaction Monday because everyone, like Anthony, just jumps to these wild conclusions after one game. So we are gonna play a game. It is called overrated or underrated week 1. So I'll throw out just a few teams and we'll go overrated, underrated. We'll start out with the Chicago Bears. Overrated or underrated?
Overrated.
That was fast, Dylan.
It's very fast. And this has nothing to do with Justin Fields because I think Justin Fields is awesome. I really think Justin Fields is awesome. I say a lot that happened that game had to go with those fucking weird playing conditions where they literally were playing underwater.
they were playing underwater.
They were playing in the water. They were literally playing in the water.
They were playing in fucking Bikini Bottom. I saw a fucking pineapple pop up in the water. It's fucking crazy.
I don't know what was going on with that.
Because I still think that Raiders team does not have a lot of talent on it at all. Outside of Justin Fields and Roquan Smith, that team has nothing. Really nothing. And they got to take advantage of Elijah Mitchell getting hurt and Trey Lance not really being able to play his
underwater.
Football. Yeah. But with that being said, Justin Fields played really well and had a couple awesome plays to do so. But Justin Fields is also a better quarterback than Trey Lance. But we will see. I do like this Bears team. I do think their GM can put them together. I just don't think this year they're going to be very good because I still think they're going to be like a top 5 pick.
Yeah, we'll see. I like Justin Fields. I think underrated only because I don't think the team as a whole around him is quite good enough yet. But I must say, I like the direction that team is going. I do like where they're going.
I put so much on the conditions of that game. That game is so weird that it didn't give me an actual way to really feel them out. Where a lot of these teams I got to feel out and kind of see ceilings potentially. I couldn't really get that in that game.
So from that, we can do the Niners too. I'm also going to just stay underrated because there's no way to judge them for me.
Yeah, I think the Niners are underrated because I think they have a lot of talent. It's just very hard for Trey Lance, who's not a talented quarterback, super talented, really good. He has a lot of tools, and I think he could be great. You don't get to show off your tools in a game like that.
But would you say
arm guy?
But would you say neither underrated or overrated? Because you can't really even judge.
It's hard, so I can't say neither because I know based off of talent and how the game went, plus the conditions, it was weird. I still will go with that Bears win being a little overrated because of conditions, but I know that Niners team can be better than what they played there because you didn't get a chance to let Trey Lance be Trey Lance.
And to be
where
honest,
you saw flashes of what Fields can be.
To be fair, Dylan, I don't think any quarterback. I don't want to criticize Trey Lance because I don't know what quarterback would have played well in those conditions.
That's why I don't feel like we saw what
Patrick
he could
Mahomes, anyone playing that. So
yeah, I've never seen that before.
I almost was watching it damn, maybe they need to think about doing a rain delay. This is
a rain delay, or just doing what the Patriots did in Buffalo and just hand the ball off 40 times.
This is wild out here.
Yeah, and I'm going based off of what my expectation was of the game going into it, because that game really taught me nothing.
So are you going neither, Anthony?
I'm going neither. Because the thing is, Trey Lance doesn't really have a big sample size at all, other than really preseason and one game last year. At the end of the day, you can't judge it off that. And again, the same thing with the Bears. They played a little bit better, but you still don't know who they are either. At the end of the day, let me see them go to Green Bay and not get mollywopped next week. I think the 49ers will clearly play a lot better at home next week against the Seahawks. So I think week 2 is a better assessment for both those teams because it's one thing playing in the rain, it's one thing playing heavy ass rain like that. That's a whole different type of scenario right there.
It was a monsoon, but I don't. I'll
And it
jump
fucked
in
my
before we
fantasy
move
up,
on. Before we move on, I don't think that mollywopping in Green Bay is going to happen because I think Chicago's really high off of that win, and Aaron Rodgers, that offense is not good.
Dylan, the last thing that you want to deal with in football is dealing with an angry Aaron Rodgers.
An angry Aaron Rodgers who also has 0 wide receivers.
It doesn't.
So we will see.
matter.
I'm not going to sit here and say it won't happen, but let's not pencil that in.
But again,
we saw the Seahawks.
There were key drops.
Beat the Broncos. We saw the Giants beat the Titans. There's underdogs win. Underdogs can win. That's why it's called Any Given Sunday.
Yeah, but
that wasn't a shot at Mike. It's just a shot that's explaining the league.
The Bears don't win at Lambeau. That's just
until they do. Until they do.
We'll see.
There's also a thing saying that Penn State running backs never do well in the NFL until they do. And here we are. Saquon Barkley is unbelievable. Alabama quarterbacks stink in the NFL. Always have been, always will. The only Alabama quarterback who has ever had success was Joe Namath. And here we are with 3 Alabama quarterbacks starting in the NFL and all playing good football. Except for McCorkle.
Thank you. That moves on to the next one. The Indianapolis Colts. Overrated, underrated?
Underrated.
I don't know.
Underrated. At the end of the day, again, it was Matt Ryan's first game. He did get it going towards the end of the game. He threw a nice touchdown pass to Michael Pittman. They started getting it going. They just need. I give the Colts 3 weeks. I give Matt Ryan a few weeks. He'll get it. He'll get the ball rolling. That's a good team. Their defense is really good, and I think their offense is underrated too. Once Matt Ryan just starts finding his footing, they'll be ready to go. Plus, I have them win the division too. So.
I also have them winning the division. I'm gonna go with underrated because what's his face? Darius Leonard didn't play.
Oh yeah, he didn't play. I forgot about that.
He didn't play, and he's one of the best defensive players in football. So there's that. I think Frank Reich stinks, but I think there's enough talent on that team to that a tie only helps them. Because at the end of the day, they're competing with the Titans, and if the Titans and the Colts both have 9 wins, and
they get it,
and they get in, Mike would be so mad.
I would be furious.
Furious
at the Texans.
So at the end of the day, tying week 1 is not a terrible thing. It's not a terrible thing.
And that's also, I know we're not talking about the Titans.
And you take a divisional loss off the board too. So it's even worse. It's even worse for Mike. Because now they can only have 5 divisional losses as opposed to 6.
Nah, but no, because the crazy thing is you guys faced the Colts two out of 3 weeks. Because after you guys
it's weird. We play them, then we don't play them, then we play them right again.
Yeah, so play them right again. Yeah, it's after you guys face us. Then 2 out of 3 weeks is you guys go to Indy, face Washington, then
and we play them early in the year, which I'm surprised.
Yeah, that's weird.
At the end.
Yeah, they should have put that at the end.
I don't make the schedule. I mean,
it's almost better that you don't play them at the end because imagine.
No, but that's the most compelling.
It's compelling. It's Raiders
TV,
Chargers. Yeah. It's better TV.
I'm just talking about the AFC South.
It's great to happen because then the game means something.
Yeah,
right? There was nothing better than last year's Week 17 Sunday Night Football matchup of fucking
that was
the Chargers.
Great.
That game meant something. It was great.
Yeah,
but if you're the Colts or if you're the Titans, you kind of want that game over with early.
Yeah, you
get those games out of the way early so you don't have to worry about it again.
Eating your meat late in the season, like we played the Cowboys at the
hopefully catch them in a weird spell in the beginning of the season where they're just trying to figure it out. That's a great spot to be in if you're the Titans.
And that brings us to our next team, the Steelers. They got to win over the Bengals right out the way, right out the chute. They got one. Are
underrated.
The Steelers overrated?
Overrated. Oh, highly overrated.
Highly.
Come on, Dylan.
I will give a ton of credit to Mitch Trubisky. I give a ton of credit to Mitch because you know what happened? In Chicago, he was failed by Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace, the GM and the head coach.
He didn't ball out, man.
Let me finish.
Okay, all right, my bad.
He's a Pro Bowl quarterback. He has led the Bears to a playoff win, right? And then Nagy just decided he was just going to use Mitch just fucking wrong. Refused to send Allen Robinson on any type of routes to help him. Fuck his offensive line. Let's overpay everybody on defense. Like Eddie Jackson has a terrible contract. And that's Ryan Pace's fault. And let's not just bring Mitch help. And I'm not saying Mitch was great, but Pro Bowl quarterback with a playoff win under his belt, gets canned by Chicago, goes and sits behind Josh Allen for a while in a good organization like Buffalo behind Ryan Dable, who is a great offensive coordinator, and just let Daniel Jones do a fucking win, right? Like he learned the game a little bit differently being under a coordinator who is like good. He takes what he learned from Buffalo, brings it to another good organization in Pittsburgh. And he played a solid game. Do I think Mitch is the answer long-term? Absolutely not. I really don't. But he is good enough to just manage the game and make the right decisions to really get them some wins. But it's going to be very tough now that TJ's out.
Yeah.
He's a top-tier bridge quarterback.
He's a top-tier bridge quarterback. So. Absolutely.
Like he's the upper echelon of bridge quarterbacks. That's what I give Mitch Trubisky. At the end of the day, that Steelers defense just played lights out. At the end of the day, picked off Joe Burrow like how many times? Like 3 or 4. Sacked him like 7 times. Like Burrow was just playing god awful. That offense was god awful. And then on top of that, the defense literally blocks a damn kick. Like their defense played all world.
But still almost lost.
Yes.
That's just how good Joe Burrow is.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Like Joe Burrow still was able to have some production, even though he was playing ridiculously bad. Like, and Mitch Trubisky, he played with poise. He had some good throws. I'll give him that. But overrated.
I'm not saying Mitch is fucking all world, but they're going to win some games. They're a lot better than I thought they were going to be.
They will win some games. I'll give him that. But eventually, I'm still a big supporter of Kenny Pickett. And I think halfway through the season, Kenny will come in. I think Kenny will make his debut.
That's fine. I think Kenny Pickett will play this year too, but like if you don't have to play him, you don't have to play him. Like it's better for them to let him sit and learn and see the mistakes that Mitch makes. Like last year when Zach got hurt, that was the best thing for him because he got to see 3 different quarterbacks go into that system and play well.
Except Zach is pretty young.
Well,
Zach is young. What? Mike White beat the Bengals. Threw for 300 yards and beat the Bengals. Joe Flacco came into a game and threw like 75%. And then Josh Johnson came into that Colts game and almost won. He was a drive away from winning. A comeback win. Like, that's crazy. You can't say they didn't play well. They did play well in those situations. He got to see how the offense is supposed to be played.
That's true.
To trying to force. That's the best thing that's why, like, if you don't have to play your rookie quarterback, you don't. I think it's going to be good for Trey Lance because he got to see how that offense, like, was supposed to be run at the bare minimum with Jimmy.
I see what you mean.
Then that just means, okay, cool, we can go further because he has more arm talent and he can advance the ball a lot differently because, one, he's more mobile and he's got a stronger arm. Kenny Pickett, I don't know. I did watch a lot of him at Pitt. I don't know what more he could really add to the offense besides his mobility. But, like, when he gets to the point where he's playing, he'll be ready because he got to see it run well.
I have underrated, and I only have underrated. There's no big, long. They're underrated because they do have a really good defense that will get better when we saw when TJ Watt's out there. They have a really good defense.
All world.
And they have a top 5 coach. And when you put that together, they're dangerous every single week. So, and like you, Dylan, I also don't think Mitchell Trubisky is as god-awful as everybody thinks he is. I think Bears fans put all the blame on him when they should have been blaming that coach.
They're one of the same. Bears fans were shouting fire Matt Nagy at Bulls games last year.
No,
they all knew. They
also ran Trubisky out of town.
They did
ran him out of town.
But like the coach
to the playoffs
the quarterback
and they ran him out of town.
They're attached to the hip, though. Coach and quarterback are attached to the hip. Usually when one goes, the other goes too.
But you should be able to see that Trubisky is. It wasn't just him. Like Matt Nagy.
No, it definitely. But he wasn't helping towards the end.
Awful.
He wasn't helping towards the end, and he wasn't what they needed him to be. That's why I was good for him to get a change of scenery.
And
look at Geno. Geno's 10 years removed from being an active starting quarterback. Learned from a couple Hall of Fame quarterbacks that he sat behind, and now he's playing some solid football. Even last year, he was playing great football.
Yeah,
he played better than Rusted last year.
At the end of the year, he played good.
Yeah, he played great. And I'm not going to weigh that week one with Geno Smith fucking unbelievable like Anthony's doing because he hates the Broncos. But like he played good football. He played good football. He made great throws, made great reads. He showed he could play football. Sometimes you just need changes of scenery.
Mind you, he was leading another touchdown drive, by the way. Just Metcalf fumbled like an idiot.
Oh, let's not talk about fucking all the fumbles that happened on the Broncos side. But
different story.
One's a mental lapse. One is a fucking stupid mistake because of Russell Wilson's fault. Next, Mike, before I have to engage this clown again.
Well, we only have one team left, and that is the team that won on Thursday. We were there to see it. The Buffalo Bills, overrated or underrated? Or I'll give you your no. Overrated, underrated. I won't give you a push.
Properly rated.
Yeah, I was thinking about. I was like, what's the middle term for that?
Okay, fine. They're underrated.
I would say that.
But how?
They're underrated because you can't put them as overrated because they're exactly as billed. No pun intended.
And
so that would just make them properly rated.
Because that's not the option. Underrated,
yeah, I know.
Underrated because guess what? Week one was in even like what that team's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think that team's going to be better.
Y'all keep talking about who's MVP. Y'all forgot to say Josh Allen. I think he's going to be MVP.
I mean, when Josh Allen shows me, it's not me saying he won't finish like top 5 in MVP voting because he more than likely will be. But when Mahomes is out going out there throwing for like 5 touchdowns and like this isn't the slow start that the Chiefs had last year, which we got to see like week one. You start off hot. If Mahomes can just keep this up, it's a very tough argument to take that MVP away from him.
But Josh Allen played the better team. He did this against the better team, the better defense, balled out.
Well, he made that better defense look stupid.
Exactly. That's why I have him winning MVP.
But there's also it's week one. So stop giving somebody MVP after week one. Because like if you're going performance,
but we were just talking about Mahomes being.
But here's the thing: if you're going performance versus performance, 5 touchdowns is wild. And I'm not saying Josh Allen didn't play great; he played unbelievable. But like Super Bowl hangover is a thing. We just saw both Super Bowl teams go out there and fucking lose week one, and that's not going to be the indicator of their season being over.
True.
It's just with Mahomes, we've seen this before. Right? We know when Mahomes is at his best, there's really nobody better. There's really nobody better.
He's the best in the league.
Except him and Allen put up damn near equal performances.
I know, but
but
Allen
the
is bound to make mistakes.
The eye test will tell you Mahomes played better.
And Allen does this thing where I've been calling Josh Allen an idiot for like 4 years now because he's a stupid person. Like he goes out there when he runs the football, he goes and he looks for linebackers to run over. And like he's actively out there trying to hurt himself and like force a turnover. He's actively out there.
He does play a touch bit reckless when he runs. That's the only issue I have.
Where
a
Mahomes
touch
is
reckless.
Josh Allen has some gunslinger in him. So like I will never take that away from him because I think a gunslinger is very entertaining. But like Josh Allen at his best is not better than Mahomes at his best. I think it's very clear cut that Patrick Mahomes.
I wouldn't say clear cut. I think that's going.
You're going to say that because you're biased?
No, I'm not saying. I'll say Mahomes is better than Allen, but I'm not going to say it's clear cut.
I think it's very clear cut.
I think the margin has thinned. The margin is definitely
the margin
thin.
has thinned, but like if Pat Mahomes is here, Josh Allen is here. And that's a clear enough cut for me to see. It's a clear enough cut for me to see. Because they're not here yet. If Josh Allen were to win MVP and have like this wild year where he makes a run for the Super Bowl like I think he will be, then that margin will be that to me. As long as he keeps his mistakes down. Because there's a part of me that really thinks, like, knock on wood here, there's a part of me that really thinks he gets hurt this year because of it.
He might get hurt if he keeps playing reckless like that.
And like what can happen to him could be exactly what happened to Cam.
Yeah.
Where Cam
he plays just like Cam.
Except he's way more accurate than Cam was.
Well, he throws a ball. But I mean their play style.
But like the play style, like Cam ruined his throwing shoulder because he kept on trying to run over linebackers.
Yeah. Even though Cam was fucking built like a superhuman, like at the end of the day, it's like eventually it caught up with him. Like,
yeah. And then Von Miller took his soul.
He already wasn't the most accurate passer, but then it just.
But then you take away the thing that like separated him as a quarterback, which was his arm strength. Cam's arm strength was out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
He just couldn't control it.
Couldn't control it. And then you take away his ability to throw that hard, and then he just fucking couldn't throw the ball past the line of scrimmage.
Yep, and now he's on YouTube.
Now he's probably the quarterback of the Cowboys in like 2 weeks.
You think they give him a call?
No,
I do.
I don't.
I think they give Jimmy Garoppolo a call.
They're not going to
do that. San Fran's not going to trade him now.
Mm.
There's no way they're going to trade him because they got his contract exactly what they want it to be. Why would you trade him?
True.
You have a great backup. Why would you trade him?
That is true.
To help a team in your conference. You don't do that.
We don't do that.
Can I give an underrated or overrated?
Sure, go ahead.
The New England Patriots.
Oh, you just wanted to insult the Patriots fan.
The New England Patriots. Underrated or overrated?
I'm going to say underrated because I don't have them ranked very high. So they are who I thought they were, which is not better than the Dolphins. So
Anthony, go ahead after you said they would properly take care of Miami.
I do.
Did I say properly?
Yes.
Did I use the word properly?
Yes.
You said they will properly take care of
Miami.
Miami.
I guess I properly made a mistake.
You're out of the survivor pool.
I know. Guess I can't use the week one excuse.
You are out of the survivor pool. That is our next topic. But
you know what I'm gonna say? Underrated because even I didn't think they were going to be that bad. They are exactly who I thought they were, and then some. It turns out, Anthony, when you have 3 different coaches taking turns calling offensive plays, it doesn't work out great. It turns out when you have your new left tackle not paying attention on the line of scrimmage, letting blitzers come through on the edge, doesn't turn out great. It looks like everything that I said was wrong with the Patriots showed up.
They looked bad. They looked bad.
And I know it's week 1, but like it's just me speaking things and then them happening. And I'm sure they'll win games. But if they play like they played against Miami, while Miami didn't have Byron Jones playing, like if that would have happened, they really would have shut that fucking offense down. Like Devontae, the way they were running those wide receivers, Anthony, it just proved my point. They just don't have it.
Do you see them winning next week against Pittsburgh?
No, I don't. I really don't.
I don't either.
I don't. That team is not the way you have the Patriots ranked and where I have the Patriots ranked are completely different. And I see it for what it is. I think the Patriots and the Jets are a lot closer than the Patriots and the fucking Dolphins are.
Yeah, but it's not like, and again, nothing against, the Patriots played bad, not taking that away from them. But the Dolphins didn't play a tremendous either.
No, and that's with Tua playing not good.
Yeah.
Tua did not play a good game of football.
Tua did not play good. He played okay. If you want to give him okay, he played okay.
Tua looked exactly how I thought Tua was going to look. He was going to underthrow a couple bad passes and like
he
was going to hit some.
He underthrew.
He underthrew a 10-yard hitch.
Bad. Yeah, he
underthrew a 10-yard hitch.
Yeah, but that's my exact question. Like specifically with Tua, does that fall under the week 1 excuse?
No,
or is that
I think that's what Tua's going to be all year.
Because I've been saying Tua's just not it.
I mean, you were on the Tua train last year when I was shitting on Tua.
I was, but
when they were on their 8-game win streak,
but then
the Titans, Tua.
But then the Titans brought them back to earth.
It's hard to bring somebody back to earth when you're already there. Because I was screaming from the top of these mountains about Tua, and you didn't want to believe me. And here we are.
Which is funny because now me and Anthony have switched because I do think Tua is actually pretty decent, pretty good.
He's solid.
I think he's a lot better than Dylan thinks he is, and I think he's the reason.
If I'm Miami, I'm 100% moving on from Tua if I'm able to get a better quarterback.
And I don't think they'll be in a position to get a better quarterback.
I don't think they will be in a position, but if there's a way I can move up to get one, I
am. I think Miami's going to be that middle of the pack team at worst. I don't think they're going to.
Miami's going to fuck around and win like 9-10 games.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but they're going to be
right there.
Their ceiling is a first round exit. That's their ceiling.
Yeah, that's a good ceiling to have.
It's not because
for them, that's absolutely a good ceiling.
They're going to be stuck in mediocre purgatory.
No, it's not, because then you're able to see what you need to improve on. And right now, if they make it there with Tua playing okay football, the answer is very clear cut. The answer is very clear cut. Not even developing him, Michael. I'm talking about moving the fuck on. Like,
but who do you get?
Exactly. Who's out there?
Who's going to be still available?
If the Raiders have this season where they don't perform like the best,
God.
I'm calling Vegas. No, this isn't you. This isn't me shitting on the Raiders or anything, right? This is me saying, yo, I think Derek Carr in Miami would be unbelievable. I think Kirk Cousins in Miami would be very good. Like, you just have to get a quarterback who's a little bit better than Tua. You're in that situation that Denver was in last year. It was like, yo, if we got a little bit better quarterback play, we could be a little bit different team.
The Dolphins are a very good quarterback away.
They are. The Dolphins are this year's Broncos, where they're a really fucking good quarterback away.
Yeah, they're just...
Or last year's Broncos, I'm sorry. They have the defense ready. They could need to use some help on their defensive front, and their offensive line needs a little bit more work interior-wise. They have every weapon you can ask for.
Absolutely.
Every weapon you could ask for, and they have the offensive system that you could, like, there's not a better, like, protect your quarterback system than the Shanahan system.
So much goddamn speed on that offense, too. Like,
so much speed. If you got somebody with a better arm or just a better quarterback, and then you have Gesicki at tight end, who's also, like, fast as shit. He just can't block.
Yeah.
Like, they're in a really good spot. And if Tua is just average, they're going to win 9 to 10 games. If Tua takes a step where he kind of, this is the year you need to, if he wants to solidify himself as a Dolphin.
Oh, yeah. This is proving it. It's proving it, absolutely.
If Tua is as good as you think you are, you don't try to trade Tua every chance you get for Deshaun Watson. And they were trying. They didn't believe in him, and I really don't think they do.
I don't know if they don't.
I think they do.
I think they do for right now. Because I think McDaniel, what the fuck's his name? Fucking
damn, what's that?
I want to keep saying Josh McDaniels, but it's not him.
Mike
McDaniels?
No, it's not Mike McDaniels.
What the
fuck is his coach?
Whatever the fuck his name is. The black dude who's white.
He said the black dude who's white.
The black dude who's white. That fucking name. That dude. He believes in him until the end of the season. And then they reevaluate. But
yeah, it's Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDaniel, yeah. They have talent. The Patriots, on the other hand, are very devoid of talent on both sides of the ball, and it's very noticeable. Very noticeable. And I try to tell you, Anthony, this is not your mama's Patriots. The Patriot way is a myth, and it doesn't exist. The Patriots way is down in Tampa.
It's down in Tampa.
It's in Tampa Bay. I agree. The Patriot way is definitely in Tampa Bay right now.
And then let me give you one more.
Ooh.
The Saints.
I mean, who we talk? Because
underrated, overrated.
Are we going to give Michael Thomas his props?
Slant Boy did great.
He said Slant Boy. All right, so
but he played great. He played a great game. My thing is, this looks like a Saints team that's going to win 6 games.
What?
The way I saw them play against the Falcons, I was like, why is this game close?
I couldn't understand why it was
Why
close.
is this game close? Like, the Saints defense is good. Why is this game close? Why is the Marcus Mariota-led Falcons team really...
Well, that's not like Mariota's a bum. He's not a bum. Like.
But he doesn't really have anything on that team to really help him. That's the thing. Like, Kyle Pitts didn't play great. Like, none of these receivers played great. Like, they just... it was very shocking to me, and that Saints team looked like a team that could win 6 games. Remember last week I was like, yo, this team's either going to win 6 games or win the division? I was not very encouraged by that game.
I wasn't encouraged because the Saints, if you joined us last week, the Saints are my Super Bowl pick. Well, my pick to get to the Super Bowl. Buffalo is my Super Bowl pick. But I have the Saints in the Super Bowl, and I wasn't discouraged by it, but I wasn't encouraged. It was just blah.
I was discouraged.
I was encouraged by Jameis, and how he played in the second half of that game.
Yeah, James played very well.
James played really well in the second half.
That touchdown pass to Michael Thomas
was great. Michael Thomas was great. Slant Boy was unbelievable. Slant Boy's back.
I was encouraged by that, but like you, Dylan, I couldn't quite figure out why
the game was where it was.
Why Atlanta was in this game. Or why Atlanta was winning for a good chunk of the game. I couldn't quite put my finger on it.
It's just week 1.
But exactly. It's
week 1, but like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah, I understand. These cats, like, Jameis went, like, these cats weren't playing. This dude, Jameis was rehabbing it.
That's a division game, too. And Atlanta and the Saints always play.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, you also got to factor that.
It always happens.
That's why I can't wait to see the Saints-Bucks game this week, because that's going to be a good game.
That's going to be very interesting, because the Saints seem to play them better than anybody.
Anything.
So,
Marshawn Lattimore. Watch out for Marshawn Lattimore locking up Mike Evans like he does every fucking game they play.
Oh, shit. That's a good question. I don't think I should start Mike Evans this week.
Yeah, I would not start Mike Evans. If there was a way for anybody to get Julio Jones, and this next week's the way to do it.
Woo, Julio looked like Julio, and it just hurt my heart because that was Julio.
Mike,
don't worry.
He's only going to play like 6 games.
Yeah, he'll only play like 5, 6 games. Don't worry about that.
He's only going to play like 6 games, Mike. It's okay. But like next week, I'm playing Julio. If I could get Julio, I'm playing him everywhere because he's going to have a good game because Mike Evans would be too busy in fucking Alcatraz. Because man, Mike Evans just cannot get away from Marshawn Lattimore, and they hate each other.
Oh yeah,
I love it. I love the hate. Embrace it.
All right, guys, let's move on to our fantasy focus segment for the week. Where's my graphic? There it is.
Mike Ortiz, cross country mortgage.
Exactly. There's our sponsor for Fantasy Focus each and every week.
Hey,
Mike,
raise your hand if you won.
If you won in fantasy football?
If you won in fantasy this week.
I did.
Raise your hand if you beat the sponsor.
Raise your hand if you beat the other person that's on this show right now. That's you over there, wherever you
Anthony,
are.
Remember when I said you guys had a 31% chance of making the playoffs?
First off, I was robbed. Hold on. Remember, I was robbed of a first-round pick. Didn't get to pick first, so
it's not my problem.
Yes, it absolutely is.
It's not my problem.
Not my problem either.
Not my problem.
Oh, so it's just no one's problem.
It's your problem because you didn't pay attention. You knew the draft was Monday, and you didn't go at what time. When you log into fantasy football, before your draft, it literally has a clock that says how much time is left before your draft.
I was at work, and then I went to Olive Garden after work.
Not my problem.
That's not
to me, sounds like a lot of excuses. Sounds to me like a lot of excuses.
You have the app on your phone, and it sends you an alert to let you know that the draft is about to start.
Anthony, I used to be a manager at Best Buy, pulling register at the end of the night, drafting my team.
It's very doable. Let's welcome Breezy back into the conversation.
He looks like he wants to say something.
Back,
your mic is muted before you try talking.
I don't have anything to say. This has just been all hilarious.
Anthony started 3 players that put 0 points up on the board and still is blaming me because Kirk Cousins put up 10 more points than Matt Stafford. You lost by 50. Like, that 10 points wasn't doing anything to you.
Just in case everyone doesn't understand, Anthony played me in week 1 and promptly got his doors blown off the hinges.
And that's with Derrick Henry putting up 8 points.
First off, I'm not even
118 to 79. That was the score.
You couldn't even crack
100.
100.
I'm not
crack 80. He could crack 80.
I got 79.5 actually, but I'm not tripping.
80.
It's close to it. You just do some rounding, man. We all took that. But at the end of the day, I'm not tripping for a multitude of reasons. I had George Kittle in the 49ers defense. We did a whole segment talking about those weather conditions. And then Matthew Stafford, they're fucking facing the Falcons at home next week.
10 points is what you missed.
Hold on. I didn't finish. George Kittle had 0 points. That's not going to happen next week under feasible playing conditions, along with the 49ers defense. Matthew Stafford is going to feast on Atlanta at home next week. You know it. I know it. And then once he stops being racist and recognizes his black quarterbacks, Allen Robinson will get some play next week as well.
Don't expect Allen Robinson to get any love for like 4 more weeks. They've never played together. Like, it's just how it goes. You just got to figure it out. But Anthony, it sounds like you're making a lot of excuses.
Are those bad excuses?
Yes, they're bad excuses.
How are they bad excuses? When we just did a whole segment about the rain and how you literally can't judge either team.
It doesn't affect fantasy.
Yes, it does.
It shouldn't. Your team
because if you get 0 catches in real life, that means it shows up as 0 in fantasy.
I know, and it's not my fault, and it's not my problem, and it's not my problem, Anthony. You want to know how you dodge this shit, Anthony? You just draft better.
Oh, so George Kittle's a bad choice?
Well, I think Kittle's not a good fantasy tight end this year. I think George Kittle is one of the best. I think George Kittle is one of the best tight ends in football, but for fantasy, I don't think he's good this year because Trey Lance is going to try to send it or run. So I don't think George Kittle was a great pick. But at least you got Evan McPherson, right? At least you got Evan McPherson, right? You reached for Evan McPherson. You could have gotten somebody who wouldn't have put up 0 points on your board.
Okay,
that's why you don't draft kickers until the last 2 rounds.
My one big mistake was I didn't check for the weather.
My last player taken in the draft, Robert Tonyan, outscored 3 of your players.
First off, Dylan, you got lucky. All right, you got lucky.
Yeah. How did he get? He scored the most points this week.
It was all lucky.
I had Jonathan Taylor and Saquon Barkley fall in my lap because we played with a bunch of dodo birds.
You had Saquon Barkley, who was actually healthy and wanted to produce. You had the Steelers at the Bengals. The Steelers defense at the Bengals. Nobody could have predicted that the Bengals were going to play like that.
I knew the Steelers were going to get sacks. That's why I picked them.
Okay. And you were the one telling me, oh, defense doesn't really get you points.
Yeah.
I would have won without it.
You did say that.
I would have won with the base 10 points that you get. I would have won it if they didn't get any turnovers, actually.
I got to see why.
Anthony,
you scored the least amount of points this week, by the way.
Wow. It's almost like he has a 31% chance of making the playoffs.
It's almost like it's almost like being robbed of your first round pick. Doesn't do anything.
Anthony, you're making a ton of excuses.
Oh my God, yes, it's excuses. Yes. How about you guys alert me of when the draft starts? That would help out,
This is going to be your excuse all season, isn't it?
Yes, it will. Yeah, it absolutely will. Because I was robbed of the first round draft.
My bench was 10 points away from outscoring your starters.
Do you want to hear a fun fact, too? It's week 1. It's week 1.
I mean, you still sucked at draft.
It's week 1.
Fewest amount of points.
It's week 1.
You want to hear the list of guys you could have had?
It's week 1.
Instead of Evan McPherson?
It's week 1.
Instead of Evan McPherson, you could have had Travis Etienne. You know how many points you put up? 8.5.
It's
you could have had
1.
Tony Pollard. You know how many points
still
you put
week
up?
1. Still 4. Week 1. Still week 1.
Elijah Moore on the Jets put up 9.9.
Still week 1. Still week 1.
Tyler Boyd put up
Saying it's
13.
Still week one.
And Big Bobby Tonyan put up 6.
Still week one.
All of these guys you could have put into your game.
And all of those guys have put.
And you would have won. Oh my God, you would have won.
And it still would have been just 1 week of football, Dylan. No matter what you say, it's only week one.
But here's the thing. I'm going to bring this back to last season before we ended and went on our little break when you were talking all this shit about fantasy football. Just for me to find out that you're just stupid.
And I was robbed of a first draft pick. I was robbed of a first
don't have
round
any concept of time. That's not my fault.
Oh wow! Because I'm working 10 hours and I go to eat after. I have no concept
Anthony,
of time.
I also have a full-time job. I'm a father of 2. I go to the gym. I coach baseball. I play video games. I record a podcast. I edit a podcast. Yet I was here drafting Jonathan Taylor 3rd overall.
I had a crazy chick to deal with too, man. That's a whole nother responsibility.
I'm engaged to a Dominican. I don't want to hear
it. Whatever. Oh God, here we go.
Well, Anthony, I'm just very curious. Are you going to talk trash this week because you're playing Roz this week, and this is?
Oh hell no, he's not. He is.
Oh God,
Anthony's going to be a gentleman.
Whoa, Roz is an
absolute gentleman.
Oh God, here we go.
He's going to do all sorts of handshake emojis and be like, "Good luck, sir. I hope you do well." And then when he loses, he's like, "You know what, Roz? You were the better man. I will pay back." Because when it's Anthony and Roz, Anthony's just Roz's cheerleader. Anthony's going to root for Roz to win. He's going to root for Roz to win. That's how this is going to go. Anthony's going to sit there, go Roz.
I mean, let's listen, Dylan. I mean, right now, as ESPN has it, Anthony is projected to win 119 to 115. He's projected to win.
Let me take a look at what week 2 can bring.
You're projected to win also.
Shocker.
I'm projected to lose to your brother by 0.4. So I look at that as a push.
I fully expect to see my brother in the finals. I fully expect to see my brother.
I take him out this week, though. Is he in my division?
He's in my division. No, yeah, we're in the same division.
We're in the same division. Which means that math ain't mathing, Dylan.
Or we're gonna run each other in the playoffs, and I can't wait to put a fucking ass whooping on your bitch ass, Steven.
When is he coming on the show?
He wanted to come on. He was asking because of the podcast we used to do. He was like, "When are we doing a pod?" I was like, "You are more than welcome to come on and talk shit
whenever he wants."
I told him, I was like, "Let me warn you, my brother's different. My brother's different, and that's coming from me. My brother's different. My brother's a different one. Just imagine me like 100 pounds heavier, a little bit more raspier voice, but a little meaner. But a little meaner.
Superb owl party, though.
No, that's not my brother. That is not my brother. That was my buddy Alfredo.
Oh,
that is not my brother.
This is a different animal. Okay.
Yeah, we're very similar, except he's meaner. and Anthony would not like what he has to say about the Raiders. But he's a Cowboys fan, so we'll rip into him there. But he will not disagree with anything that we say about him because he's very aware. Much like my fandom with the Jets, he's very aware about the Cowboys. But also a very knowledgeable football mind. That's where I get it from. We've been playing Madden with each other since '98.
That's how it comes. Shout out to Roz, your brother, and Blackheart all got the win in week 1. Feels good for me to get the win, having the 3rd lowest points total. Thanks.
Do you want to hear a crazier stat that Anthony have a 31% chance to make the playoffs?
What is it now?
He currently has a 23% chance of making the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
That just means the comeback gonna be nicer, bro.
All aboard the struggle bus.
Scary hours.
Oh my God, I can't wait to win fantasy and then replay this pod. Oh my God,
Anthony, I can't wait to play you. I can't wait to play
What
you.
week?
What do we play?
I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I've got the schedule up.
Week 4.
Week 4?
Yep.
Ooh. Let's put a bet on that.
Who do I have?
Oh,
that's
God.
rival. That's good. That's got to be
Yeah.
rivalry week.
That's homecoming for you, right, Dylan? That's
Yep.
homecoming week. Dylan's got back to. Wow, Dylan, you're gonna have me, Anthony, and your brother back to back to back.
Can't wait.
That is
Can't wait.
a rough 3 weeks. Anthony,
week 4 is when the Broncos play the Raiders.
Oh
wow!
And I have Russell Wilson.
That is
man.
That's homecoming.
I almost want Mike to just straight me Derek Cross and just throw him in there like, jeez.
I got Jonathan Taylor against that shitty Titans defense. DeAndre Swift against Seattle. I got Jalen Waddle against Cincinnati, Cortland Sutton against Vegas, Darren Waller against Denver, Saquon against Chicago. The Steelers against the Jets. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Wait. Well, let's. We only got one other thing for the fantasy football before we get James back in this conversation. Our eliminator, our survivor eliminator pool. Anthony's out, so
yeah, I'm out.
Anthony
don't gotta worry about him.
He died on that Patriots hill.
I'm actually technically still in it since I picked the Colts and they did not.
Well,
if ESPN does not have me out, ESPN has a green check.
All right. Okay. Then I will give you that.
I will give you
that. Yep, green check.
I will give you that.
So I'm still breathing, barely, but I'm still breathing. So who are you leaning towards this week? Well, actually, not leaning. You got to pick somebody.
I know I have to, but I'm stuck in between two. I'm stuck
in between.
I pick Denver.
I'm not taking Denver because I want to save Denver.
Oh, against the Cardinals.
I'm saving Denver. I'm in between the Panthers.
The Panthers at the Giants?
And the Niners.
Wow.
The trick to this is to not pick good teams, like to save them.
No, I might waste my bullet. Because I'm leaning Rams.
That's a little early, though.
Yeah, the Rams are a team I want to save. Like, if I really wanted to blow my load early and just take Buffalo, I would, but I'm not doing that. Am I going to put like $30 down on Buffalo money line? Absolutely.
What about the Ravens?
I want to save the Ravens.
No, I'm not.
But I don't think the Ravens are going to win that game. That's a game
I'm scared of that game.
I'm not going to bet that game. I'm not betting that game.
What about the Steelers then? I think that would be good to pick the Steelers.
I would like to take the Steelers there,
but
I'm worried about the game plan with the.
And is Najee okay?
I don't know. There's questionable in the game. That's why I'm not picking.
I think they said he might be out for like a few weeks actually.
Yeah, there's a few. That one's not as clear cut as I want it to be. Do I still think the Patriots win that game? No, but I don't want to put a survivor pick on it and then potentially risk being out because I'm not a fucking loser. Anthony.
So you're gonna fucking lose this week.
We'll see. You know what?
Then I just go with the Raiders.
I'm going safe. Give me the Bengals. Let me take the Bengals early.
Okay. I'm going to take the Bengals. I'm going to use my bullet, and I'm going to take the Rams because I don't like any of these games.
The Bengals should dismantle that fucking broken Cowboys team.
They were broken with Dak.
I know, that's what I'm saying. They should,
I could take the Packers.
That's also a game I'm not betting. I'm not gambling that game.
You really think the Bears could win that shit?
I do. I really do. I think the Bears have some energy, and I don't believe in the Packers offense. I believe in Rodgers. I don't believe in those receivers just automatically just like being great all of a sudden. It's just I don't want to bet that game.
I'm taking the Rams. I'm going to use the Rams. I'm going to use that Rams bullet.
Like what? Before we continue, let's go to fucking Dylan's gambling corner. Let's see the fucking point spreads of these fucking games. All right, so that Panthers game has the Giants favored -2.5. I'm absolutely taking the fucking Panthers. I'm taking the Panthers to +2.5, and I'm taking the money line. Fuck all that. They're +114. Give me that. That Giants game was a fucking fluke. And then the Bengals are favored -7.5 against Dallas. -350 money line. And then who you said picked the Rams, Mike?
Yeah, I took the Rams. Yeah.
The Rams. Where are the Rams? The Rams are -10.5.
No, that's
favorites against Atlanta. That's too much, especially after what Atlanta did last week. And then our -520 money line. The fucking Falcons are +400. I may throw like $2 on that game. $2 on that game to see what happens.
If it was 600 or 700, I might be with you, but I really think the Rams are gonna beat the crap out of them.
If I bet $2 on that, that is an $8 win.
Yeah, see, that's not big enough.
You know what? I got a free $3 bet.
You're wild.
Let's do it. In case you guys
are wild. Okay.
Done.
All right. Well, Anthony, hypothetically.
Yeah, let Anthony be in it, but his pick doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can't win.
It's not towards the win, but I'd like to see who he thinks is going to win.
Who would be your lock pick for the week?
My lock pick for the week would honestly be the Broncos.
Your hated Broncos?
Yeah. That'll be my lock pick for the week at home against the Texans.
That Texans team played tough.
Yeah, they do play tough.
That Texas team is better than Seattle.
Yeah, they showed that against Indy.
I don't think they're better than Seattle.
Nah, that's my lock. Broncos they're gonna get an easy win over the Texans.
Okay. All right, and that will conclude our fantasy focus. Oh, I forgot the
Broncos are favored -9.5. I'm taking the Texans. +9.5.
After hearing that coach talk at his press conference, no, not giving his team no.
You're saying the Broncos have to win by 10? I'm taking Houston.
Not gonna do
I'll
it.
take that point spread. Give me all that.
I can see Houston making it a close game.
Yeah, I think 10 is too much.
So that's our fantasy focus for this week. Brought to you again, Dylan.
Mike Ortiz, Cross Country Mortgage. Lost to me in fantasy football. I haven't seen Mike Ortiz in like 8 years, and here I am just talking shit to him like he's in front of me.
And that concludes our football talk for the week. Hence, James getting up and smiling all of a sudden.
It's been an hour and a half of torture.
It's football. Foosball.
Yeah.
Foosball.
Yeah. Foosball. Fools.
So, do you want to talk about this Phoenix Suns owner getting suspended? And I don't even know how I feel about it.
How has he not been forced to sell the team?
That's what I don't understand, Dylan. I don't understand.
Based on the evidence that was like,
what's the whole background of it?
You're essentially being a racist.
He's a bigot. He's a racist. He's a fucking misogynist. He's all of the above.
All the isms, all the all that, pretty much.
All the isms.
And what the crazy thing was through the investigation, they made it seem like he was just a quirky personality who liked to play on the edge.
That's what they tried to play it off.
That's what they try to play it off as, and I'm like,
it sounds
you
like
guys made Donald Sterling sell the team for the same thing.
It sounds like they don't have enough evidence to make him sell anyway.
They had,
I don't know. They have witnesses.
Dating back at 2004, they had him evidence of him saying the N-word over and over and over again after repeatedly being asked to stop.
Oh, he has to go.
They had proof of him when he was getting a physical examination with one of the team doctors, pulling out his stuff in the middle of their investigation, just because, talking in derogatory terms about the what the fuck is it? The Suns cheerleaders, talking inappropriately about a player's wife and her like sexual like behaviors and shit. All of this, thus, as an owner,
they have
you
him
fucking can't do.
Walking down the hallway, telling a girl, "It looks like you got to upgrade this summer," referring to her chest if she got a boob job.
Wow!
Just casually saying that to her as he walks by. Like, why does this man still have this team? I don't understand. I don't understand it.
They literally made Donald Sterling sell the Clippers because of like similar shit.
It was pretty much.
Yeah. Donald Sterling was like.
So let me ask. They actually have footage and video and
everything that I said was confirmed as from witnesses and evidence
from witnesses is hearsay.
Witnesses and
I mean, it's hearsay, but they have multiple witnesses. They have corroborating stories. I mean, if you saw something, I saw something. If you saw something,
yeah, I know where you're going to go with. Yeah, you're not wrong for thinking this way
because you know where I'm going. It's like it's not what you say, is what you can prove, and that's just how it is in the eye of the law. And I hate that that's how it is, but that's how it is. Reason why Donald Sterling had to sell the team is because they had
so much proof,
too much damn proof, man.
You know what I'm saying? So they had him. They had him by the balls and they had him dead to rights. So like, if they don't have him dead to rights and they just have accusations, it's going to be very similar to Deshaun Watson. You know, still have a job, have all these accusations, only missing how many games? That's
suspended.
11
games. 11 games.
What is
Deshaun Watson's 11
games.
Yeah,
but
no, but still,
like there shouldn't be tolerance for that from your owner.
What's a suspension for a year to a guy like that with that money?
Exactly. Like that's not a punishment. That's a vacation.
Yeah.
Is Watson suspended without pay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why Watson's salary for this year was only $1 million anyway.
Oh, the extension didn't kick in. Right?
No, they made it so the first year of his contract was $1 million because they knew he was going to get suspended.
Oh, okay.
They just didn't know how long and why you're going to invest $40+ million into a quarterback who's not going to play.
That's true.
They knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing, what they were getting into.
They knew what was going to happen. It makes the Browns just even more slimy.
Yeah.
Some of the fans, they some questionable T-shirts out there, man. Like,
oh my God, yes, there are.
Yeah.
There was a guy outside of the stadium with Deshaun fucking Watson, bitch, give me a massage shirts, and I was like, oh no. Oh no.
That's a tough take.
That's tough. He was out there, Deshaun fucking watching, bitch, give me a massage. And I'm like, oh my God.
That's why I'm very interested to see this Browns home game, their home opener, to see what's gonna be out there. And the risk, it's just
Well, firstly, we got to get over that ugly logo that they're gonna have.
The elf. Oh my God!
Thanks for that, James. That hideous thing that
they're the dog pound. Why is there a fucking elf?
Why is it an elf? Like what? as
Brown's
many
gonna
brown dogs as
Brown's
there
gonna
are.
Brown.
And the thing is, I love this stadium
Is that
too.
the
That's the
Brown
worst part
outfit?
about it.
Brown's
Is that the
gonna
brown
Brown,
outfit?
man.
They're putting
Yeah.
they're putting in the middle of the field.
Fucking
Mhm.
stupid. Like so stupid. I'm interested to see like when Deshaun first plays a home game.
They're
Oh
gonna cheer
yeah.
him. He's their savior.
I don't know.
I don't Dylan,
know.
I'm telling you, they're gonna cheer him.
I
They're
feel like
gonna
there's gonna
cheer
be a
him.
lot of mixed reactions.
They're
It
gonna
might
There's
be
a
cheer him.
lot of mixed
mixed.
reactions.
It might be mixed, but the fact that the team is already so pro Watson and behind him, he's gonna be beloved. Now,
Shout
when
out
he
to the
goes on
Jags
road,
for the "you sick fuck" chants.
yeah, like
Season.
when he goes on the road, it's gonna be rough. Like
Oh, he's gonna get
Pittsburgh,
eaten
rough.
alive.
Pittsburgh's gonna be rough.
Oh, Pittsburgh can't
Pittsburgh's
fuck
gonna
like
be.
that. But yeah,
Baltimore's
gonna
be rough. Baltimore's gonna be rough too.
But yeah, no, if you're gonna suspend the owner, you kind of got to do it for more than a year.
And more than $10 million.
More than
like,
$10 million. He's
Yeah,
gonna
what's
make
10
that
million?
back.
Yeah, what's $10 million to him?
He's gonna make
Exactly.
that back just in this.
He makes that back in the TV deal. Like $10 million.
It's not a punishment at all. What are we doing here?
Nothing.
Do something that'll hurt his pockets.
There's not a lot you can do to hurt that man's pocket.
Time of this recording, the Las Vegas Aces have won game 2 over the Connecticut Sun. So they're up 2-0 in the finals. The WNBA plays best of 5. So we are looking at a sweep on Thursday night.
A game you'll be in attendance for.
A game I will be in attendance for.
Well, good thing you'll be at a casino, so you could go get fucked up and fucking gamble a little bit.
So yes, not looking good. The Chelsea Gray. I don't know if I said it last week, but I'm gonna say it. Chelsea Gray is. I'm trying to figure out what you were doing, James. I'm sorry. Like what?
Yeah, he put his hand all up, and he was taking a selfie.
Like,
It looks like he was checking his teeth.
Something.
But Chelsea Gray is in my top 5 active players, male or female, that if I need a shot for my life right now, she's one of the 5. She's taking it. She's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And
She's hooping.
I hope the Sun have enough. I hope they can get a game. Let me just get a game.
A game that you're at. So
The
it's
game
like,
that I'm
waste
at.
money.
The game that I'm at. But I fully expect Vegas to win. Asia Wilson's out of her mind. Kelsey Plum. I mean,
MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, H. Wilson.
The Aces are just stacked. So
Becky Hammond.
Shout out to Becky Hammond.
Shout out to Becky Hammond. She's about to.
Phenomenal coach.
I can't wait until she becomes a coach in the NBA because
as long as she's not coaching the Magic.
or
the fucking Kings.
Or the Kings. I was about to say.
Especially the Kings.
No.
Because you know they're gonna do it. You know they're gonna throw her ass to
They're
Orlando.
gonna be so progressive that they they'll be the first team to hire and fire a female coach.
Or the Spurs. When Pop leaves, don't be afraid. Don't be shocked if when Pop leaves, all of a sudden Becky comes strolling back into those doors.
Unless they just hand the fucking franchise to Tim Duncan because he's just hanging out on the fucking side of the court.
Which is also a possibility.
I don't like dread-headed Tim Duncan. It just looks weird.
Either. It looks
very
crazy.
weird.
He's too old to be looking.
This is not the same guy I watched wear jean shorts that were down to his shins and the fucking Jesus sandals.
It is the same guy, Dylan. Actually, it is the same guy.
It's the same guy, but you can't do that with the dreads. You can't do that. 2 different styles there, man. Tighten up.
And the only basketball story I have is Steph talking about he would have okayed a KD trade, which wasn't really that surprising to me because who wouldn't okay a KD?
Steph would get on my shit list real quick.
What?
I'm out here praising everything Steph Curry does, but man, will I fucking hate him for a while if that happens.
Right? You reverse everything you done said about this.
Why wouldn't you okay that, Dylan? That makes his life so much easier.
No, I understand it from his perspective. If Kevin Durant was on any other team, I'd be fine with it. But he's on my team. So I can't root for it. Why am I going to root for Kevin Durant to go anywhere else?
It's not going to happen, though.
No, it's not. It's not.
But I just thought, it's interesting, but it's not interesting.
Are you telling me that a former teammate that really liked playing with Kevin Durant, who has zero problems with Kevin Durant, would want him back?
You'll take him back? Yeah. Nah.
Oh my God.
No. So
Draymond Green's the one we need to talk to and see if he's okay with it.
Well, they're still friends. They're still like really good
They're
friends.
still cool.
they're still cool. Yeah. I read an article. Speaking of Kevin Durant, somebody was saying like KD's been number 2 his entire career. Like he's been behind LeBron, and then now he's behind Giannis. That's basically what their whole statement was. It's like he'll never be that guy, essentially.
I mean, there was a legitimate time where Kevin Durant could have been considered like the best player in the world.
There was a time where I thought he was the best in the world. Last year was the first year that I thought he was. When Giannis beat him in that playoff series, that's when I said, okay, it's not KD anymore. It's Giannis.
I mean,
I still think it's Giannis.
To me, that series is very difficult to put Giannis as even though we
there we go.
No, this isn't even me being biased. What Kevin Durant did in that series is unbelievable. Unbelievable. And it's stuff and it's not me taking away from Giannis's greatness, because Giannis is great. He's unbelievable. He's arguably the best player in basketball, and that's completely fine, right? But like what Kevin Durant was doing in game 5, game 6, and game 7 were unbelievable.
What he did in game 5 was
he did in game 5 is single-handedly the greatest game I've ever watched in my life. Like, that's the best Kevin Durant performance I've ever seen.
Yeah,
a 49-point triple-double. It's the greatest playoff performance by any net player I've ever, hands down, in the history of the franchise. The greatest game ever played by a net. The efficiency in which he did it, and the only other player in that game doing anything being Jeff Green, unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then doing it again, game 6, and then game 7 comes.
He had a good game 6, but he didn't.
He had a really good game 6, but then game 7 comes. Game 7, despite him missing, like airballing that last shot, which still Steve Nash should have called tight end, he had a great game 7.
Yeah, he had a great game 7.
Like to me, it's hard. Like, yeah, you lose that game, but as an individual player, at that point, I didn't think anybody was better than him. The only difference is Giannis had his guys step up. Because in overtime, Giannis didn't do anything in overtime. It was Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday's the one that stepped up.
Giroux.
So I'm not going to take anything away from either one of them. It's just that it's hard to me when a guy is doing all of that with the very limited help that he had. But now I have no problem saying that Giannis can be like the number 1 player in the world. My Giannis hate is over because I saw him get properly packed up. So he got exactly what he deserved. So I can try to enjoy Giannis. It's very hard. It's very like I'm really trying to enjoy Giannis. It's just very hard for me to enjoy.
How can you not like Giannis?
Because I think of 2020. Like is it that? Or no, I think 2021. I'm sorry. I think of 2021. It was the worst year of my life. I had the Nets lose in the playoffs. I had a fire like 3 weeks later. Like, not a great time. So, and I think Giannis started it all. I blame Giannis for my house fire. It's his fault. So it all stems from that. But no, I try. I just get so mad when I watch him. I get so mad because he's literally he's a walking offensive foul. You saw him get kicked out of that EuroLeague game today?
I did.
He's been doing shit like that his whole career. Nobody wants to say anything. See, now I'm hating.
I was just about to say that.
I'm trying to be better.
James, do you still have Giannis as the best player in the world, or do you? Do you have him?
That was always you, Mike.
That's why I corrected myself. Who do you have as the best player in the world right now, today?
Steph Curry.
Until proven otherwise, what he did, like in the playoffs and that NBA Finals, was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Can't argue that.
Beat a very good Boston team.
Can't argue that at all.
Torsten.
Night. Go to bed.
Who you got, Anthony? Is it James Harden?
His MVP pick, mind you. Let's not forget all of that at all. We're a month away.
We're
60 days away from the NBA tip-off.
Wait, wasn't it the way too early MVP pick?
Yeah, your James Harden pick.
You picked James Harden. Yeah.
Yes, way too early MVP. No,
bring it back.
I think the best player in the game right now is Luka.
Luka, it's taking a jump. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not hard to say that when you see that shot he hit in Fournier.
Yeah, the dude is like out of this world. Like, just his offensive efficiency is crazy. Like,
if you want to take a look at it, his offensive efficiency is not good. He is not an efficient player.
Not efficient, but he is.
You're thinking of the other doughy European guy.
No, it's funny. I actually have him as like my number 2. Like, it's Luka, Jokic, and Giannis.
Anthony hates half black quarterbacks and he hates black NBA players. Anthony only likes European players because his 3 best players in the world are European. Oh, Anthony.
Even though Giannis doesn't like to rep Nigeria like that, he still has that Nigerian blood. So.
Yeah, he's Nigerian by way of Athens, Greece.
So is Embiid next for you? So who is your favorite American player?
This is my favorite American player. Who is my favorite?
Don't say Steph because he's light skinned.
Yeah, that fits along with our narrative. Actually, no, it doesn't. He has to hate Steph. He has to hate Steph.
Who's my favorite American? I mean, I'm still gonna say. I mean, not because we're just talking about my favorite. I'm not talking about the best, but my favorite is Carmelo Anthony. He's my favorite.
Yeah, but
American
he's not the best
player.
American player right now.
No, I'm just saying favorite. I'm not saying.
Okay,
best.
let's go with the best. Who's the best?
Okay,
I'm still gonna take Carmelo Anthony. Watch.
Best.
This shouldn't be this hard.
It really shouldn't be this hard.
You can't pick a European. You can't pick Steph Curry. This is not hard.
Let the man talk. Let the man talk.
But he's not. That's the thing.
He's been trying to talk, but just let the guy talk. Let him talk.
No, because we've been talking about football for so long, and our minds just kind of going blank right now.
You can't think of an American player.
No, I'm trying to think about one who's my favorite. Like
the best, not your favorite.
No, favorite as in the best. I would probably have to say my favorite. I think the best American player right now. Yeah, y'all not gonna agree with me on this, but fuck it, Devin Booker.
I absolutely don't agree with you, but I respect you for making that pick.
At least it's a top 10 American player. I give you that.
There's a few American players I'd pick over him.
There's a few I'd pick over him.
I was about to say RJ Barrett, and I was like, nah.
Well, he's not American.
Yeah, he's not.
He's Canadian.
Oh, he's Canadian.
He's Canadian.
Jesus Christ.
Canada.
Oh my God.
So really, Anthony, we're not gonna pick Kevin Durant. You're just gonna do everything in your power to not pick Kevin Durant.
No, not right now.
You're not gonna pick Kevin Durant. You're not gonna pick
Devin Booker. Kevin Durant's not better than Devin Booker,
right? No, as a whole, obviously he's better. But right now, especially with KD's injury history, man, I'd rather take Booker. Booker's younger too, way younger, man. Right now,
question.
I am understanding the question.
The best American player.
Yeah.
Not named Steph Curry.
Not named Steph Curry. I mean,
I said Devin Booker.
Better than Ja?
What?
You think Devin Booker's better than Ja?
Yeah,
I do.
I don't.
He's better than Ja.
For all the listeners at home, I picked Ja to be MVP this year.
I do. I think Ja's right there, but I still.
Yeah, Ja's getting there. Ja's
right there, but I would still take Devin Booker.
Here's the reason I think Ja's better than Devin Booker. I think Ja is an absolute superstar right the fuck now. And I think Devin Booker's like below a superstar. He's a very, very good star, but Ja's a superstar right now. If he was healthy during that Warriors series, we might be looking at different NBA champions.
You could be right. Now that I will give you.
Just off of him being on the court alone. Like, that could have made a world of difference. But if you ask me right now, who's the best player in the world?
We know who you think the best
player.
player.
Yeah, you know who you got.
Oh,
what? Oh,
it's Joel Embiid.
Oh,
I absolutely think Joel Embiid is the best player in basketball.
Wow.
Everybody likes to say Giannis is the most dominant player in basketball. I think it's Joel. What Giannis does is unbelievable, but his ability to do that on the block and then stretch out.
But he loses to Giannis every time, though.
Well, it's been a while. We haven't seen him in an important game, but Joel Embiid also likes to get hurt all the time. But I think Joel's skill set's fucking crazy, and Giannis doesn't really play defense on Joel a lot to really like declare that matchup. He wins the matchup because his team wins. Because Giannis also doesn't like to play defense on the best player. I'm hating again. I'm sorry.
You are. Like, what are we doing right now? What are we doing?
No, Joel Embiid's ability on the block is I almost said the R word, is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And his ability to stretch it out and shoot is awesome. His ability to pass, and then his defense. He's an all NBA defender at a center. Like, absolutely an all NBA like caliber defender. Like, he would also be up there. Like, he could have won MVP this year. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, he's gonna be top 3 in MVP voting. He's been top 3 in MVP voting a lot.
That's an easy.
That's like a minus 2,000 bet right there. Like, you don't win any money on it. But it's Joel, it's Kevin, it's Steph, it's Giannis, it's Jokic.
Man, you say Jokic is that far back?
I love Jokic, but there's a part of me that thinks he's the offensive Rudy Gobert. Where he's an advanced analytic just freak. But then, like, they don't win because of him. His inability.
I'm sorry, who we talk about?
Jokic.
Talk about Jokic.
Because I put Jokic 5 on my best player in the world. I put Embiid, I put Durant, I put Steph, I put Giannis, and I put Jokic.
You know what? That would be my 5 too.
And then I said Jokic. That's why he looks so low. As I feel like he's slowly becoming the offensive version of Rudy Gobert, where like advanced analytics say he's literally the best player in basketball, like literally the best player in basketball from the offensive standpoint. But then like he's so limited when it comes to playoff
in the
basketball.
Pick and roll. He can't play pick and roll.
He also can't play defense.
If you try to post him up, he's okay.
Yeah, because he's doughy. But who's posting him up?
But nobody's posting up.
All the guys that post him up.
That's why he gives Embiid. That's why he gives Embiid problems, because Embiid can't just overpower him. Oddly enough.
Yeah,
but yeah, like if you saw what Steph did to him. Like you saw what Steph did. Ja would have did the same thing to him. So
yeah, and I respect the shit out of his game, and I think he's awesome. But
that's why Jamal Murray coming back makes them very interesting.
Yeah,
let me get this straight. I hate Rudy Gobert. I like Jokic a whole hell of a lot more than Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, because what confused me was like when you said that, I was like, yeah.
But the reason I said it is because advanced defensive stats say that Rudy Gobert is like the greatest defender ever
of all time, like
by like a mile.
Stats say he's one of the best defenders ever, and like no one who's watched basketball over the last 30 years, he's nowhere near the defender Kevin Garnett was.
Nowhere.
He's not the defender. He's not the defender Tim Duncan was. So like it's laughable.
Well, clearly Minnesota saw something in that movie.
He's like I think it works out for them.
It works out because
Cat gets to take advantage of smaller guys at
exactly. And Cat doesn't have to play defense in the paint.
And then if you need to play defense in the end of the game, you could sit Rudy and put Cat at the 5.
And you can put Cat in. So
like I can see a world where that makes him like a top 4 seed.
The problem is they traded half their team for
and half their future too. Shit.
Hey, well, who needs a future when you have Anthony Edwards?
We have Anthony Edwards on the team who's going to say fuck it and go get a basket.
That's tough. Anthony Edwards is a fucking problem.
I can't wait for this NBA season.
I can't either. I can't wait for our NBA special.
Oh,
NBA special should be fun.
This is the most loaded season in a minute, like in recent memory. Like you think about it, the East. Well, we know about the East. We talk about the East all the
This
time.
is the best Eastern Conference like ever.
But even
like
the West is loaded too.
And the West is still loaded.
The West is still very low because we're thinking about the
West,
Pelicans, Zion
10,
coming back.
11 and 12 were all like 30-something win teams last year. So like it's a little bit different where we have 12 to 13 teams in the Eastern Conference who could all win like 40 games.
Mm-hmm.
That's
including
that's me including the Knicks. This isn't me shitting on the Knicks.
Yeah,
this is me.
yeah.
They have the potential to win 40 games.
Because when I said the Knicks could win 41, you was ready to bite my head off.
Don't worry, because in this conference you can win 40 games and still be a lottery team.
Both can be true.
It's true because a 40-win team will be a play-in team, and if you don't win the play-in, you're a lottery team. And this isn't me saying you guys are not going to win the play-in game. I'm not talking shit. This isn't me fucking shitting on the Knicks.
In what world?
Let me get him out of here before he even says anything. Let me get him out of here before he says anything. Last time this happened, it didn't work out great for me. and then it was the snowball effect that led to the off season I had. But you don't have to live in that world where the Nets still have a chance to win with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. We get another year of it. So if it would have ended prematurely, I would not be able to see James. I would not be able to communicate. I would ignore everything that James says. He sees me in person. I wouldn't be able to look him in the eye. I wouldn't be able to do all this.
Completely right.
I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Completely right.
I
was praying for it to happen. And
I know you were. Everybody in this group chat was praying on my downfall. Praying on my downfall.
Oh my!
It was so crazy because it was like every other day. KD wants to trade. No, KD's working things out. KD's going to meet with the manager. Kyrie wants to trade now. It's just like it was all over.
I'm setting the record straight. Kyrie never wanted to trade.
Yes, he did.
Oh yeah, never wanted to trade.
That's why his ass is going to be on the first thing smoking after the year is over.
Mike, how much would you like to bet that Kyrie Irving isn't on the Nets next year?
Well, it depends. If they win the chip,
No. What's the bet?
I'm not betting that.
Okay. We're so sure Kyrie's not going to be on the Nets.
I'm sure he won't be. If they don't go to the finals, he's not going to be on the team.
Now,
I'm telling you that.
Durant doesn't retract his fucking trade request if they didn't work something out and where Kyrie gets his deal at the end of the season. I guarantee that.
If they don't make the finals, Kyrie's not on the team.
I will take your bet because he will be there.
If they don't make the finals, barring injury, because injury will derail it. But I don't see it. If they don't make
Anthony, Mike, because you sound like Anthony right now. I would be willing to bet anything.
If they get packed up in the playoffs again, he's out of there.
He's not.
The problem is I'm not really confident
knowing
that they're
everything
get packed up in the playoffs.
This is me knowing everything that I know from the beat, because Roz likes to talk shit to me about how I trust the beat writers more than national sports writers media. And Mike, have I been wrong about what the beat has said so far about the situations?
I mean, it worked out in your favor.
I have not been wrong. I have not been wrong. Everything I said was going to happen happened. And it's the beat.
The only reason I wouldn't take that bet is I do think Brooklyn has a good chance to get into the finals. So that makes my bet, it makes it invalid because I think they can make the finals.
Barring us not signing a fucking center.
That might hurt, but
fucking idiots.
They don't need a center like they don't need a coach.
That is taken out of context.
No, it was.
I get so annoyed when I hear that quote because I can tell literally everybody who listened to that quote didn't hear anything before it or after it.
Don't need to.
Yeah, you do because you need context. You literally need context for things. Because nobody likes to acknowledge the fact that he said it's a massive collaborative effort between the whole coaching staff and the experience that the players have. Like they could go to the head coach and approach them with ideas, as opposed to them just saying "fuck Steve Nash," even though they should say "fuck Steve Nash." Like we would have won a game last season against Boston if fucking Durant coached. They should have brought Paul Millsap back to our team just so he could coach.
Wow.
Like,
Go get Sam Cassell.
Let Jacques coach. Fuck it.
Well, I'm done. James, are you ready? I don't know what that means.
It's good.
Okay. All right. We are here, season 2, and we are introducing a new segment for you.
Oh, man.
It is called Breezy's Top 5. I don't have any music, but Breezy's Top 5 is here. Breezy is going to give us a topic.
What type of music would you like, James?
We'll talk about that off camera.
Okay.
Breezy is going to give us a topic, and he's going to give us his top 5 for said topic. Breezy, what is your topic for tonight?
So this has been a very hectic day for me. So I didn't have really much time to plan. This has been all on the fly, on a whim, if you may call it. But my topic today is going to be top 5 generational changing cell phones.
Ooh.
So yeah, my top 5 generational cell phones. And I guess you guys can give me your opinions of your top 5s after my top 5. So I want to say so my favorite top 5 is going to be the Razr flip phone, the Sidekick 2, the BlackBerry Curve, the Samsung S8 Plus. Is that the one that got banned?
No.
Note 7. Note 7, yes, Note 7. And the iPhone. This is a tough one for me. But the iPhone that changed things is going to probably be the iPhone 3 for me. So those are my top 5s. So again, the Razr, Sidekick 2, BlackBerry Curve, Note 7, iPhone 3. Those are my top 5 cell phones. Now, do what you may. Do what you may.
I agree with all of that except for the models of a couple phones.
Yeah.
I was going to go with the BlackBerry Bold.
Mm-hmm.
Because that, why the fuck did I need a BlackBerry at 17 years old? I didn't. Or at 13 years old. I'm sorry. Why the fuck did I need a BlackBerry at 13 years old? I didn't. But Drake made it cool because he had all his raps on his fucking BlackBerry.
Oh, God.
Jay-Z and Venus versus Mars. Fucking Hove's a BlackBerry Bold.
Hove's a BlackBerry Bold.
I'm like, oh, shit, I need that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I was going to go iPhone 4.
I was going to go iPhone 4 also.
iPhone 4 changing the design up to be more square than the round. And that's when everybody had a fucking iPhone when it became the iPhone 4. It just looked better than the iPhone 3 did. Because the iPhone 3 looked exactly like the iPhone 1 and the iPhone 2. But the 4 is when it first started.
I like the Curve because the Curve had the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when I had BBM.
BBM was the shit.
I BBM was, man.
But
That was
it was
a
very
life.
difficult to find other people who had BBM at 13 years old.
Oh, it was.
It was very
Because your
difficult.
BBM code was like a number and letters, and it was tough.
Sure was.
It was tough.
Shout out to the Juke. Do you remember the Juke?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, the Juke, Mike, was this phone that was like maybe half the size of this remote and like a little bit thinner, and it swung out.
Yep.
And it was more so an MP3 player than anything else. And it was like right when phones started becoming MP3 players, so its main marketing thing was it was a fucking jukebox in your pocket.
Mike, what was that phone you had?
I had what was that? The UFC spot. It was
Mike.
It wasn't Boost Mobile.
This
you said
phone.
the UFC sponsored it?
Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't Boost.
When?
It wasn't Boost Mobile right when they first started.
Oh no. Oh
yeah,
no.
Mike
No.
Bought into this phone.
To that company. Oh.
Was it Virgin Mobile? Boost Mobile?
No. I gotta look that up. I don't know what it was called.
Mike bought into this phone that came with this.
I had a great phone though. That
radio.
Exactly, had the radio on it. That phone was phenomenal.
Was it a Nokia?
Discontinued it
No.
during his usage.
Yeah, during my contract, the company shut down, went under.
Shut down.
Shit.
Didn't have a cell phone
and tried to make me pay for the rest of the rest of the contract. Unbelievable.
I was gonna say I used to have this slide Nokia phone that had there was an MP3 player that had the pause, play, fast forward, reverse buttons on the side, and that thing was with me forever. And I used to have this fucking small little micro SD card right in there with 256 and just loaded with music. Oh, unbelievable choice of fucking phones. But the Razor, I had a Razor too.
Razor. I never had a Razor, actually.
I did. I used to get all my family's fucking hand-me-down phones, so I ended up getting all the Razors.
Yep, I had a silver Razor.
I had this black Razor that was just fucking sleek and sick.
Psychic.
And I broke it. That's a phone I wish I had. I did not have a Sidekick.
I wish I had a Sidekick. I never had T-Mobile service.
I had T-Mobile growing up, and then I have T-Mobile now.
It was only for T-Mobile.
It was only for T-Mobile. Yep. I never had it. I always had shitty phones until I got my shit. And the Note 7, by the way, is my favorite phone of all time. Yeah, I love that fucking phone.
Mike had the Note 7 and didn't want to send it back when they
I also didn't want to send it back. We were all working together when that phone came out. I didn't want to send that shit back.
It's a great
service down.
To this day, I've never had a phone better than that.
Yo, Anthony, these phones were blowing up. They were literally blowing up. On fire.
So Mike mine was like, people don't know how to charge it.
He was trying to kick it to the last moment, and they shut the service off. They shut it down.
Because they made you return the phone.
They made you return it. Yeah, they literally made you. You couldn't get on a plane if you had that phone.
Yeah,
you literally couldn't get on a plane if you had that phone.
That's wild.
That's the reason I have an iPhone. That's literally the reason I have an iPhone, because I traded my Note 4 in for the Note 7, and then when the Note 7s got recalled, I didn't want to go back to anything, so I was like, you know what, I'll just get the phone that's closest to it, I guess. And it was the iPhone 8 at that time. So
I don't remember which
or it was a 7 or the 8.
It was a 7.
It was a 7. I didn't get the 8. Yeah, it was the 7.
That's how PlayStation got me. I had an Xbox 360 and I had the 3 Rings of Death. I done sent that 360 back 3 times, and then third time after it being a lemon, they sent me a check. I took that check and I went and bought a PlayStation.
It's funny. I just saw a documentary on that too. Just the Red Rings of Death. That was insane. Yeah, because they're talking about how Microsoft they had to get $1 billion loan to just fix every single console that was fucked up. They were trying for the.
I feel like they never fixed one. I feel like they just sent me back the same one back.
That's how a lot of people felt.
Yeah, because I sent it back how they asked to send it back, and it took them like 3 weeks for me to get a tracking number, and then I got the device back, plug it up, turn it on, it was 3 rings of death. Send it back, same turnover time. Got the device back, or a new one or a refurbished one. I plug it up, turn it on, 3 rings of death. It never worked every time I got a new one, and then the final time they just sent me a check, and with that check I went and bought a PS3.
The crazy thing is the red ring of death was like a soldering issue on the motherboard. So what people would do is when they wrapped it up in towels to overheat it, it would make the adhesive like melt again, so it would work. And then when they took the towel off, it would dry in the wrong spot again, and then it would be Mike is that person.
No, he knows because I figured out who the old cell phone company that went under. It was Amped Mobile.
Oh, I remember them. Oh, I remember them.
Amp Mobile. Yes. Yeah. Oh man.
Amp Mobile.
And I remember too, because you could watch the UFC fights for free if you had Amp Mobile. You could watch the pay-per-views on your phone for free. It was great. The phone was great. I it was like a Nextel. I could beat people. It was a great phone. Then it went under.
Oh my God. I remember that phone.
I think that's the phone right there. Yeah, I think that's it.
You were watching UFC pay-per-views on that?
Yes, he was.
No, if you flip the screen up, then
look, still.
That's like watching UFC pay-per-view on a fucking Game Boy Color. What are we doing?
Yep.
You got to remember the year was like 2009. Like
gung ho over this too.
They had actual smartphones in 2009.
Watch UFC fight. You ain't got paper. I got paper for my UFC fight. This little ass screen.
And the thing is, I could see Mike doing that. I could see Mike.
Little ass screen.
Look what I got. You don't. Look at me. I watched this.
It was a great phone. It was a
great phone.
There was actual smartphones out then.
That phone was top. That was a great phone. That's all I'm gonna say. It was a great phone.
All I know is that phone was loud as shit. That's all I did.
It was loud. It was loud.
Goddamn loud.
It was very loud.
Gosh.
It was very loud. I could play music on it and supply the house. It was that loud.
Like, little ass phone that slid up.
It vibrated. It was oof. That phone was powerful.
See, here's my thing. Like, I'm the farthest thing from a phone guy personally. Like, but I've been seeing like the iPhone 14, iPhone 13. I'm just like, what's necessarily new or innovative? Like, all I'm hearing is different camera, different core processor. I'm hearing like the same 3 talking points.
It's the Apple thing, right? Apple doesn't innovate technology. They go, and when it's not even stealing it, it's when the technology is perfected, they grab it. And they make a new version of the phone, so that way it is an upgrade from what they have. It's nothing crazy. It's capitalism. That's really all.
I'm not gonna lie though. I went from Mike knows I have an iPhone. I'm not pro iPhone, and I'm not against Samsung or anything like that. I do believe that, especially being like a cell phone guy, I do believe that is based on community. So if you have a bunch of people that have iPhone, you're gonna want to have iPhone because the communication is just like
quality
that.
of life stuff.
iPhone has made it that way because they have a certain antenna in the phone. That's why when I send you a video, Mike, and it's like degraded in quality, deplenished in quality, iPhone made it that way. It's not necessarily Samsung. It's the iPhone. They don't want you guys to get the quality that an iPhone will receive if you send it that way. But that's another topic for another day. But what I'm saying is that you're not gonna. I didn't change phones unless there was a huge difference in the iPhone. Like I went from an iPhone 6 to an iPhone 8 to an iPhone X, and I didn't change from my X until an iPhone 12 Plus, and now I'm at an iPhone 13. But I only changed when there was a significant change in the phone design and a bunch of different features. I didn't get every single iPhone and everything like that. But the reason why I changed from the 12 to the 13 is because they say, oh, there's it's just a little bit, like Anthony was saying, it's just a little bit of a change in the camera, and it ain't that much in the processor, and what's the big difference and everything, bro. It's a huge difference from a 12 and the 13, and I'm pretty sure there's a huge difference from the 13 to the 14 in the video recording aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Not much in the picture and the processor and stuff like that. That's based on how you're gonna use it. But the video,
some tech nerd shit.
Yeah, the video recording, that shit is top tier. That shit is top notch quality, bro. Like from the 12, my 12 to literally to a 13 Pro is like
night
and day, bro. When I record on cinematic on my 13, it's like watching a fucking movie.
When I used to have, before I got, because I have the 13 Pro Max now,
mm-hmm.
I had an 11 Pro. Not only do I get the bigger screen, the quality on that shit's completely different. The first half of the barbershop episode, the cuts are being made. The camera that's on James, Isaac, and myself are all my phone. Like the main one where it has all of us is a fucking DSLR camera, and then Mike's phone, and then my phone. And the 13 Pro Max quality video is ridiculous. You would never be able to think that I shot that on a fucking iPhone. There's a show on the Food Network that's actually shot entirely on iPhone 13 Pro Maxes.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable that you get that type of quality out of these things. So it all depends where you're at. Like, I wouldn't have done the 11 to the 12 just because I don't personally didn't see the value in it. Am I going to do the 13 to the 14? No, because I think my 13 Pro Max is unbelievable, and I don't need to do anything yet, especially because the battery life on it's still great. I'm still operating on like 97% like battery capacity. When the 15 comes out, wherever they do, maybe I'll think about looking at it because I'll have fully paid this off by then, and we'll take a look. But
yeah, it's gotta be.
It's gotta be worth it.
Yeah.
And to me, it's worth it. I have kids. I want to take great pictures of my kids and enjoy the fucking the times and the video quality. It's fucking sick.
The main thing I like, guys.
I guess for me, because like again, I've always bought like mid-budget phones my whole life. Like, and it's like for me, it's like I paid $400 for my phone. It takes good pictures, good videos. And I say to myself, I'm seeing the new iPhone ad on TV. iPhone 14 Pro Max, whatever it is, 13, starting at $1,100 or $1,199. I'm like, what is the $800 difference here? You know, like that's like the thing that kind of puts question marks in my head. Like,
the one thing I would tell you to do is when you see one of those iPhones on display, take your phone out and switch your slides on your home screen, and then do it on the iPhone. And then you'll see right there and then how smooth and how like quick the processor is to make sure like that shit's seamless.
How I explain it is like you get what you get when you pay for quality. So like, you know how there's a bunch of mock-ups and there's a bunch of knockoffs of like when you think of like shoes, clothes, and stuff like that. When you pay for a quality top tier item, whether it's just a device or clothing, you're gonna see a difference in the quality. So like if it's clothing, if you buy like me, I got on a Dickies t-shirt. If I buy an Amiri t-shirt to the consumer from like, you know, they have like, oh, this shirt costs me $10 versus the $100 t-shirt and stuff like that. You're gonna be like, oh, they're comparable. But when you feel and wear that shirt, you're gonna be able to tell the quality differences between the two things. And that's the only way I can like explain it to you. Like for someone that has like Mike is a Samsung guy, right? For someone like Mike who always gets the top tier Samsungs, Mike would never even bat an eye at he wouldn't even think twice to get a Samsung A series. He would never.
No.
Because exactly. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. He wouldn't even think about getting a Samsung A series because the quality, the processor, it glitches, it freezes. There's so many reasons why he wouldn't get a Samsung A series because it's just a quality difference.
And the main lines on those phones get the most support. Samsung doesn't give a fuck about their A series. They care about their Galaxy series. They don't want you to fucking buy that shit. They want you to buy the S whatever or the Note this. Like, that's where the bread and butter is. That, like, you don't change anything. And the thing with Apple is once Apple has you, Apple has you.
Yeah.
Like, their ecosystem is so strong and works so well. Like, you really don't need to do anything else.
No, you're right. It probably is something that I have to see. It's very similar to what I do right now. It's like the difference between a $7,000 couch and a $500 one. You know, at the end of the day, you know,
completely different.
You
completely
get
different.
What
you pay for in every aspect of your life, whether it's technology, it's food, it's your furniture. All of it matters.
Yeah, it really does matter.
A $5 steak and a $40 steak are completely different. Completely different.
The way that I explain, you just gotta work in the pocket of the cells. That's all. So like, if you are thinking about getting, if right now, if you got a $400 phone, right?
Yeah.
In the pocket of the cells, you go, all right. If I trade my $400 phone in, if they're gonna give me $100 for my $400 phone, does my $100 that they're gonna give me qualify me to get an $800 credit that'll pay for that $800 phone or $900 phone? You got work those sales and discounts that's available to you. My boy works for Apple. The iPhone 14 minutes. That was actually a friend of the show. It was on one of our show talks. He works for Apple. And he just got the iPhone 13 and he posted his discount where he basically paid nothing. He traded in his phone and got the iPhone 14 for basically nothing. You know, and I don't think that he probably would have, because he's a tech guy. He probably would have paid whatever he had to pay for to get that phone, but he worked in the realm of the discount and sales, man.
That's how I built my computer. My computer is a $1,400 computer. I got it for $300 with all the things I made work for it.
Yeah, I traded my iPhone 12 in. I only pay $100 for the phone because I got a $700 credit for it. It was an $800 phone.
Wow.
Yeah. Same here. I got a crazy. I paid like $200 for this.
That's crazy.
But yeah, but those are my top 5.
Top 5.
I'll be
Dylon. Spit on fire.
Yeah.
If you disagree with James, leave some comments down below.
I mean, it's very hard to. Like, that's a very, like, solid list. I think it's a consensus list. Anybody who knows, like, tech and all that stuff, you probably have, like, the weird, like, +1 phones if you're a real, like, fucking tech dork.
Oh, man.
Because those phones are great. Like, the +1s and, like, the Google Pixels.
I'm considering the Google Pixel, but everything I have is Samsung. So
I actually had a Google Pixel one time.
Those phones are great. Those phones are great. But there's not a lot you can do. A long way.
I can't even front. When y'all was talking about cell phones, that shit brought up bad memories for me. When I worked at Best Buy, I made sure I took my ass away from the mobile section. I stayed away from that place.
Like candy store, man. Candy store, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Technology's a dangerous thing, man. It's a very dangerous thing.
Computers are...
All 4 of us worked at Best Buy at different times. And I know one thing that's prevalent and that's consistent with all of us is not even knowing, even though I know we all worked at different times, the money that we made went right back to Best Buy.
Back. Best Buy, I don't know if it's still a thing, but you could check how much you spent. Like, you could check, like, what the value was
the discounts
and how
were
much you actually spent.
They cut
not
the
always,
discount.
but you always got a good one every once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Mike was the OG Best Buys. What? We used to get pennies.
What? On the pennies on the dollar. Like,
oh my
My first laptop that I bought was a $1,100 computer that I got for $150 open box.
Mike, how many years has it been since I had that Dynex TV, man?
Oh, the Dynex? Yeah, that's how I started too.
My Dynex
I got the Dynex.
It's been like 15 years, bro. And
I sold my sister a fucking shelf display Insignia 40 like 9-inch TV for like $100.
The TV that's in my parents' room right now is an Insignia that my brother Chris got for like $350. That's $1,000 TV. He got it for like $350, and it is still in there working.
Some of the things were just unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
And we knew all the tricks. We knew to get Dynex and to get Insignia and Rocket Fish. Like we knew to get
Westinghouse. What?
Best Buy had this thing where you could check how much you spent. You could do like the actual price and then your discounted price. And I would check, and in like 3 years there, I already spent somebody's salary. Like in regular price, like without discounts, I spent 1 year like $55,000.
God damn!
3 years.
Our Best Buy salaries were
because it's crazy.
It was bad because all you had to do was scan an item and they'll print out the receipt and say it'll be this cost. Yeah. You'd be like, oh, I'm buying this.
If you had nothing to do, you just went through, started scanning shit.
Yeah,
exactly.
And then all you do
walking around. I know, it's just walking around.
Just act like you're down stocking. Really, just fucking scan UPCs. Like
that's what you do. How did y'all buy that much? Because wasn't there a limit? Because I know something just
no. And then you run through on open box stuff and you'd be like, hey, what's the lowest we get this?
Yeah.
And that the open box is where the hustle was.
I didn't even need a Sony A6000 camera. That's a fucking $1,000 camera. I didn't need one. I got it for $400.
Like,
why not?
Oh, this is
why the fuck not?
What's the report when it's about to fall off the shelf? We had to get rid of.
EOL, end of life.
The EOL.
That's what they would.
If you knew about somebody
as somebody who worked the EOL report because I was in charge of inventory for like 2 years. That shit, it costs so much money to keep certain things in stock.
They would just get rid of it for nothing.
For nothing. If you knew about the EOL, that was the hustle right there.
When I was operating computers, since I come from doing inventory, I would pull that EOL report and I would sit there and I'd say, yo, anybody who applies for a Best Buy credit card, give them like $200 off their computer. Because I make more money on them getting that credit card than they buy on that computer.
Yeah.
And I'll make more money when they buy Office because I gave them money off of it. So it's like I'm not only am I banking up, I lose $200 worth of margin. Who gives a shit? I just made $450 on the back end in a credit card and fucking Office. You think I give a shit about that?
And profitability. And I gotta get this out of here.
Gone. My EOL report's saved, and I'm a hero.
Yo, me and Ternice used to always figure out schemes to get rid of them.
Shout out to Ternice. Let's not throw her under the bus because she's still employed.
No. I said the schemes of how to get rid of like the open box refrigerators that was on the back side. Oh my god.
Yep. She's still at it.
Because they were just taking up space. She'd be like, man, let's get rid of these.
Are they still doing bonuses? Or were they doing bonuses when y'all was working?
They were doing it when we were working there, but it was more like a store incentive bonus. It wasn't like based off individual performance. And then they got rid of it like 2 years ago. So like only leadership got bonuses, which was sick for me. But like not for everybody else.
Damn, I remember when they introduced the bonuses for the first time. Like, woo.
Yeah, you were working for Best Buy when it was the Wild Wild West. I came at the very end of the Wild Wild West, so like I learned a lot of shit from the veterans of the game. But man, I wish I would have working there sooner.
Wow. Is anybody still there? Is anyone still there?
Shannon.
A couple that me and Dylan would know, but I don't know how many.
I don't know if if he knows Shannon from.
I know Shannon.
Yeah, she's still there, I think, but that's like it.
Rosie's not there no more.
No. Even Teresa and Jackie are gone.
Yep.
Rosie's gone. Teresa's gone. Jack.
Is Phil gone?
Phil works for Geek Squad. Phil's an installer now. He installed my parents' Ring doorbell.
Oh wow.
Because my sister works there and she knew Phil. So he was like, "Oh, you're Dylan's parents." Yeah, we used to hang out with Dylan all the time.
Yeah, man. All the OGs is gone, man. Every single generation of it.
Sucks, but it doesn't.
This has been. It sucks, but it doesn't. But we have come to that part of the show. We are gonna wrap it up. Breezy, you ain't see the new graphic.
Oh,
you got a new graphic. because I can't remember everything that we're on, and this still isn't everything that we're on. But follow us on Amazon Music, Twitch, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Twitter, Instagram, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor, wherever you get your podcasts. We're probably on it. Follow us. Do all of it. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. We still have that graphic if you're looking for it, James. It should be popping up.
Hey, there we go.
Like, share, subscribe,
Ring
hit that notification
bell.
button. That notification button. Yeah, this has been a great show. And we're gonna go to our goodbyes. I'm gonna let Anthony go first because he doesn't have a graphic. So
all right, another great episode, which only means episode 3 is gonna be even better. By next week, the Raiders will pick up their first dub of the season.
Get a win, man.
Yeah, so we're gonna get that win next week.
Don't encourage this behavior, James.
Not really.
But nah, great week, and can't wait to be back for next week. All right.
Breezy.
Shout out to the pod, man. It's been a short stint break, but I'm glad we're back, man. Season 2. Shout out to Roz. Shout out to Josh. Welcome. And they haven't even met my boy yet.
Nope. Fans don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But shout out to the triple B's chat. Gotta get some of the fellas back up on here. Still ain't forget about my boy Flo. French.
Flo's ducking us. I don't even. He's ducking us. He pop in when we go live, but he will not step onto this hot seat.
Yeah, Wayne still hasn't got his computer up and running. That's an excuse. I don't even want to hear it. But yeah, man. Yeah, a lot of these guys is ducking the smoke. They gotta get up on here. But we got some good things coming up, man. I'm excited for what season 2 is gonna bring. Follow me on Twitter. That's at Breezy5X. All I do on there is like and comment on all of Mike's tweets.
All of my stuff. That's all he does. All he does. He's got a comment for everything I do.
Mike would be like, "Hi, world," and I'm like, "Yeah,
eat this ratio."
That's it. I just have Mike's notifications on. Follow me on Instagram. That's Breezy__Bills BILLZ. Yeah, man.
Oh, I gotta update the graphic. I only have the Twitter handle up there.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. All right. Mad producer.
Shout out to the fellas. Appreciate you. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok at _podcast Poppy, where I live tweet my misery every Sunday.
I love Dylan's TikTok. Dylan's TikToks make my day.
It's just me screaming. It's really just me screaming about the bad things that happen to me.
Screaming about the Jets and the Nets. That's all his TikTok is.
It's literally me screaming about the bad shit that happens. It's just, it's very enjoyable, but it's literally, my Mekhi Becton TikTok is me just screaming.
Just laugh at my pain, huh?
Yeah, it's just, go ahead. Let's go. Shout out to Poppy Solo. In case you guys don't know, he's TikTok's most famous Nets fan. He follows me on fucking everything.
Hey,
So, shout out to you. Hopefully we can get some type of collab going on with you and your new Rivals pod. That'd be sick. As most of you guys know, it's gonna be a little bit longer. Sorry, guys. I know I'll get out of here. I'm the youngest person here.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm also the youngest dad here, where I became a dad at 19 years old, or I knew I was going to become a dad at 19 years old. And the thing is, 8 years ago today, I was sitting at home playing Destiny, ready to go to the hospital for my son's birthday, for him to be born. So Sunday, September 18th will be my son's 8th birthday. There's no bigger joy in the world than being a fucking dad. It's my favorite thing I've ever done. And it's an honor to have him call me his fucking father. I've learned so much from that little boy. and it's more than he'll ever know, and he has no idea he's teaching me anything, but I hope he has the fucking greatest day, and I hope he has the best weekend, because we got a great weekend planned. I just spent $350 at GameStop.
You got a lot of shit.
A lot of shit. And it's just, for anybody who's ever doubted becoming a father or is scared about the things that come with it financially or emotionally or not knowing, the best thing is not knowing.
Yeah.
And you're never going to be prepared.
Yeah.
Never. You will never be prepared. Even when you think you're ready, you're not. But you always make it happen. And you always make it work. And the money's always there when you
figure it out. Yep.
You always figure it out. And it's my favorite thing that's ever happened to me in my life. And with the year that I've had, the best thing that's ever happened was being home with my kids, returning to the home that I have here. When I got to see Jaden's face when he came home from the bus stop, it was awesome. So happy birthday, Jade.
Yeah, man.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jaden.
Yes, is happy birthday again to Jaden. You know where to find me on all the socials. I am _MBJ. Thanks to all the guys. Shout out to Roz, who did hit me. Had to take care of a family emergencies.
Did he have a sleeper?
He did not give it to me. I didn't ask him. Once I found out what was going on, I didn't ask.
Did he have one last week?
No. So hopefully for him we get eliminated so he can.
It's awesome prayers.
But we eventually. I said it last week. I'll say it again this week. We do have a surprise for you guys. Eventually, we'll have some new exciting news at some point. But thank you to everybody for watching and supporting. We appreciate it. And like we said, we have an open door policy. If you want to jump on, we're more than welcome to have it. Season 2 is going to be best ever. We're going to have interviews, more special guests, and we're just here for you. So with all of that, the fellas, we will say good night. Have a good night.
Go Jets.